Hello and welcome to the Senior High sa Silangan 2021. I am Ms. Grace Gallardo Gonzalez, the guidance counselor and your host this afternoon. To formally begin the event, please join me in the invocation to be followed by the Philippine National Anthem.
Let us put ourselves in the presence of God. In the name of the Father, the Son, the Holy Spirit. Amen. Most loving and gracious Father, we thank you for all the graces and blessings that you have given us. Thank you for the gift of life of the members of the UE community, most especially our students. Thank you for the blessing of good health, safety, and also the resources that we need to get through each day. Thank you for the presence of our school administrators, coordinators, parents, and students in this afternoon. Please bless us with your love and wisdom. Please help our students and their parents in their decision-making process as they prepare for their senior high school. May this orientation be helpful for them as they realize the significance of choosing the best senior high school track or strand that matches our students' interests, skills, and needs. Please also bless the working committee, especially our presenters, that they may be able to clearly present the programs and best practices of senior high sa Silangan. We ask all of this and offer everything for the glory of Jesus Christ, our Lord and Savior. Amen.
Bayang magiliw, pelas ng silanganan, hanap ng puso, sa dibdib mo'y buhay. Lupang hinirang, buyan ka ng magiting, sa manlulupi, di ka pasisingil, sa dagat at bundok, sa simoy at sa langit mong bughaw, may nilagang tula at awit sa paglayang minamahal. Ang kislap ng watawat mo'y tagumpay na nagdidinig. Ang bituin at araw niya kailan pa may di magdidinig. Lupa ng araw ng walhati pagsinta, buhay ay langit sa piling mo. Aming ligaya na pag may mag-aapi, ang mamatay ng dahil sa'yo.
Right. So at this point, let us all welcome our dear principal, Dr. Neva J. Discipulo, for her welcome remarks.
Hello, thank you, Ma'am Grace. How are you, everyone? Are we good? Okay, so I welcome you all to this orientation program hosted by our Guidance, Counseling, and Services Office. So I would like to greet and thank Director Nila Orea, Dr. Nila Orea, our Director for Guidance, Counseling, and Career Services Office, and of course, our hardworking guidance counselors of junior high school and senior high school, and also our assistant principal, Mr. Gerardo Venturina, our coordinators of junior high school and senior high school, and of course, our teachers, our faculty members from junior high school and senior high school, and of course, most especially, our students, our grade 10 students, and of course, yung mga magulang nila, no, their parents, and guardians. Good afternoon to everyone. So this afternoon, I would like to present to you just a glimpse of what you will expect for this afternoon's program. And to begin with, I would like to present our strong points in UE. Of course, pare-pareho yung mga tracks and strands, no, etc. Pare-pareho yan sa lahat ng schools, from public schools to private schools, universities, colleges. However, we have our edge over other schools. Alam nyo yan, no? Because you have been here since kinder, yung karamihan, no? Since kinder and since grade 7. So our edge, of course, is in sports. It is given. We got the overall championship or first runner-up in junior UAAP every year since 2005. Hello, and of course in research. I haven't heard of any senior high school research where dozens of students have presented the research papers in local and international conferences. And that is our edge here in UE, because we don't only send one student, we send so many students, sabi ko nga dozens, in national and international conferences. So another is our multiple intelligences program. You know that very well. We integrate the MI in our academics because we know that MI will result in higher self-esteem and Hello. Sorry for that interruption. Okay, so where are we? In the multiple intelligences program. As I have mentioned, we integrate MI in our academics because if you excel, for example, in a particular intelligences, say for example in sports or in performing arts, it will result to higher self-esteem, and higher self-esteem will result in higher achievement, not only in academics but also in other areas. It includes your future profession. So I know that you are familiar with the MI program, and it will be carried over to the MI program of the senior high school. And then we are also proud of our immersion program in senior high school because UE is affiliated with hundreds of companies like banks, hotels, airlines. And I know that you are aware that Dr. Lucio Tan is the owner of many hotels, no? And also on airlines. So there's no problem for our students to be deployed in various institutions, no? And companies. So another pride of UE is that we have trained teachers. No? They are highly trained in academics. Not only in academics, but there are those who are trained in industries and corporations. Some of them used to be managers, no? Human resource managers, or maybe marketing managers, or CEOs of corporations. No? And also, we have 4 doctorate degree holders. So akala natin ang degree holders o doctorate degree holders pang college lang o graduate school. Hindi po. No? Sa UE, meron tayong mga doctorate degree holders, and there are 10 teachers pursuing their doctorate degrees. So kung matatapos itong 10 teachers na to, there will be 14 doctorate degree holders in senior high school. And majority of our teachers, not only in senior high school, but also in junior high school, majority of them are MA holders. And almost 1/3 of the faculty members in our current faculty profile are Latin honor recipients. When you say Latin honors, my dear students, siguro kayo din, no? mag-ano din kayo, will strive to be a recipient of Latin honors. Ito yung mga cum laude, magna cum laude, no? Summa cum laude in college. So, next slide, please. Ayan. So, that is our profile, no? And the things to be proud of about our senior high school. Now, when it comes to academics, we also have here some data to prove that we excel in academics. So we have here the result of the NCAE SY 2017-2018. Oh, and if you look at the data, majority of our students have above average performance and achievement, and they are very high and excellent. Okay, next slide, please. Same thing in 2017 and 2018 about our grade 9 students. So ito yung sa inyo, junior high school. So it means that if you enroll here in UE, most likely your achievement will be counted as one of these performances, in one of these performance achievements, I mean, academic achievements of our students. So kung titingnan natin, we have 77 above average, 32 very high, and excellent. So leaning towards the right. So ganon. Ibig sabihin, it's strong. If it's leaning towards the left, weak. So pakita yan na strong ang ating academics sa UE. So it will also be carried over to our senior high school department. Okay, so these are some proofs that our students excel in not only here, school-wide, it's not only nationwide, but also internationally. So these students, they submitted paper in an international conference, and 16 papers were accepted. However, there were only 8 grade 12 students who were sent, who were allowed by their parents, maybe due to financial constraints. Although we provided half of the fare. So hindi naman namin siguro kaya i-provide lahat. Kaya lang dito, we were able to send 8 grade 12 students, and they presented their research in an international conference in Indonesia, Depok campus of Universitas Indonesia. Nagulat yung mga kasamahan nila doon because most of the presenters were PhD students, master students, professionals. And some of them were asked, tinanong sila, isa o dalawa sa kanila, what is your major in PhD? Yun yung tanong sa kanila. What is your major in PhD? Sagot nila, sir, we are only senior high school students. So nagulat, nagulat yung mga attendees, kasi sila PhD, masters, saka professionals, So naging darling sila ng mga attendees noon. Kaya tuwing picture taking, sabi nila, sige, you stay in the middle, You senior high school students should be in the middle. So naging sila, parang naging star sila ng mga ganong mga international conferences. Okay, next please. So you call the international conference in Indonesia the Scholar Summit. Hindi pa namin ito hindi pa namin na-update, but there were other international conferences attended by our students, and there were also pictures, kaya lang ito medyo hindi natin update. So we'll update this, of course, through Miss Rhodes, Miss Rhodes Saban, the one in the middle, yung naka-white pants. She is the research coordinator of senior high school. So siya din kasama rin doon. Same with Mr. Fantonalgo at that time. Mr. Fantonalgo is the senior high school coordinator for research for students at that time. So dalawa sila Sila yung chaperone ng mga students, no? And these are our students, no? Yung mga nandyan. Andun sila sa Indonesia. Okay, next, please. Ayan, so they didn't just excel in social science, no? And other areas, but they also excelled in physics. So ito yung mga students natin. Grade 12 UE students make their mark of national physics conference via their own science investigatory projects. So they presented their research findings and their research project in an international conference in physics. But it was held here in the Philippines. I think this was held in Cebu, or if I'm not mistaken. So, ayan, proud sila, no? Ngayon, ano na yan, mga iba nag-aaral na sa UP, no? Meron ng DOST scholars, no? Karamihan sa kanila. Okay? Next, please. Ayan. Sila din yan, ha? I told them to wear their formal attire, no? Kasi syempre, if you present a research paper in a conference, you should be in your formal attire. Hindi pwede doon yung naka-t-shirt lang. Kasi kailangan, ano ka, you have a strong presence. No? Yung tinatawag na power dressing. Okay? So this was in the ASEAN Conference on Advanced Functional Materials and Nanotechnology during the 19th SVPM National Physics Conference. Next, please. So these are our alumni achievers. No? Kung makikita ninyo, karamihan ng mga alumni natin, syempre, nanggaling sa ESLS pa noon. No? Ngayon, ang tawag niyo sa inyo ay junior high school. So karamihan yan. Yan yung mga ate ninyo, yung mga kuya ninyo, no, na nanggaling sa ESLS, at nung natapos sila ng college, no, they became part of the honor roll. No? So mayroon tayong natapos ng starting in 2012. No? Now, for your information, these are the products of our multiple intelligences program, because as I mentioned earlier, no, if you excel in the MI, you also develop your self-confidence, and that self-confidence will result in higher self-esteem, and higher self-esteem will result in higher achievement. So yun, ganun sila. And we have here magna cum laude, no? The rest are cum laude. Ito yung mga ano lang, mga students na na-trace namin, na-track namin from UE colleges. There are other students from other universities, kaya lang hindi na namin na-trace o na-track. Okay, kaya lang ang dami niya, no? The following year, 2013, same thing. We have magna cum laude, and then we have cum laude. Ekaterina Cardano, cum laude natin yan. And she finished Bachelor of Science in Dentistry, no? So dentist siya, ang hirap matapos ng dentistry. Napakahirap na subject 'yan, no? Napakahirap na course, I mean. Pero she excelled and she became cum laude. Not only that, she was an athlete before. She was a member of the varsity team, weightlifter, no? Weightlifter siya. So those who excelled, no, in athletics, in the other MIs, also excelled in co-curricular activities or their multiple intelligences program. So, ayan. Next is our 2014 graduates of college. No? Mayroon din tayong magna cum laude, ayan, karamihan ay cum laude. And ayan, may nakasama rito, may na-trace silang isang from FEU. She graduated in BSED, no? Bachelor of Education, major in SPED. Ayan. Next, yan, 2015. Medyo dumadami na sila, no? Nagkaroon tayo ng summa cum laude. Mayroon tayong magna cum laude. And the rest cum laude. So ito mga professionals na ngayon. And they are already well placed in the stable companies. Okay? Next, please. 2016. Ayan. Dumadami. Okay? And we also have, parang may graduate din tayo from other countries. Di ko alam kung dito sa batch na to. Okay, next please. 2017. Ayan. We have another summa cum laude. Summa cum laude from the College of Arts and Sciences. Galing sa atin. Ayan. And may mga ano rin tayo rito. Ayan, 2018. Yes, magna cum laude also, cum laude. Ayan, Jules Carla. Si Jules Carla, cum laude. Nasa office na ngayon ni Yormi, no? She's a member of the staff, no? Of Mayor Isko Moreno. Ayan. So mayroon din tayong valedictorian. Ayan, mabilis kanina, no? Balik natin, please. Ayan, Raz Namano, valedictorian. She finished at the University of the East, no? Pero valedictorian siya ng Juris Doctor sa Far Eastern University. Pero sa atin, graduate. Graduate ng UE, ng bachelor's degree, graduate natin ng ESLS, pero pumunta ng FEU, pero nag-excel pa din siya doon, no? Dahil na rin sa foundation niya, no? She started with us from grade 7 or first year high school to college. And then, ayan, yun yung ating mga products. Then we still have 2019. May 2019 pa ba tayo o wala na? Ayan, meron. So if you notice here, we have second placer in bar examination. Ayan, isa sa mga ate ninyo, no? Pero ate din siya, attorney, Princess Fatima Parahiman. She was valedictorian of UE College of Law. No? And then she used to be the president of the Student Council of UESLS. Ayan, so may suma pa rin tayo. Bernadjan Orayensa, and then magna cum laude, ayan. So these people, these students really excelled because they have good foundation. Now, if you plan to pursue your senior high school here, for sure, you will be like them. Kung hindi man katulad sa kanila, you will excel. And you will be an achiever in your own right. Kahit saan ka magpunta, no? You will be an achiever because you are used to achieve in your MI clubs, di ba? Yung mga MI clubs kasi ang dami na itutulong yan. Talagang you were challenged to do leadership, critical thinking, analytical thinking, strategic thinking. So ang dami na develop sa inyo through that. And it's true, no? Kikita natin dito yung mga proof. So I hope that you will, meron pa ba tayo, alumni? Ayan. So dear parents, ito yung ating formula. Your success will not only depend on us, your success will not only depend on your child, but your success, the student's success, will depend on the family, parent, plus teacher and school. Mahalaga yun. Plus a supportive community. So it says here, a well-educated child, sabi nga, it takes a village to raise a fine child. Hindi lang po yan on their own. Kailangan may support ng family, may support ng school, at may support ng community. Okay? Next. Yan. This is just a glimpse of what you will hear from our senior high school coordinators. So listen attentively, dear students and parents, to the following presentations about the details of our senior high school programs to be presented by our excellent, nilagyan talaga excellent, senior high school coordinators. Next slide, please. So, ayan ang challenge ko sa inyo. Ha? Parents and students, go fight Red Warrior parents and students, of course, for the youth, country, and God. And lastly, I would like to remind everyone and challenge everyone that your success is our goal. That is the best information that we can give you. Your success is our goal. Kaya kami nandito para kayo maging successful. Yan yung aming trabaho. And that is our goal. And our mission is your success. So yun talaga yung ang reason kung bakit kami nandito. Yun ang reason kung bakit may mga ganito activities. Yun ang reason kung bakit bumabangon kami ng maaga, na kahit na kami ay naghihirap sa aming mga preparations ng lessons, yung mga teachers natin, they sacrifice everything just to produce good materials, just to prepare for their lessons, for their presentations, because we have a mission. And that mission is your success. Kaya kailangan, no, lahat tayo magtulungan, parents, teachers, students, because we want to achieve that mission. And that mission is the success of our students. Meron pa ba? Yan, lagi natin inuulit yan. Your success is our success. Okay? Pag successful kayo, ibig sabihin successful din kami. Pag hindi kayo successful, hindi kami successful. Siyempre, ayaw namin hindi kami successful because that is our goal. That is our mission. We want you to be successful, and that is an indication that we are also successful. Okay? Thank you. God bless everyone and enjoy the program.
Thank you, Dr. Discipolo, for that warm welcome. Okay, so just a reminder, please type in your questions for our presenters in your YouTube live comment section to be addressed later during the open forum. Okay, thank you. And now, let us listen to the presentation of the senior high school flagship programs, Tracks and Strands. So let us begin with the program coordinator of ABM, Professor Adrian Salazar.
Good afternoon, everyone, especially to our dear parents and students. Allow me to present to you the Accountancy, Business and Management, or ABM Strand program. As your children continue their basic education in University of the East under the Senior High School program, let me present to you why Accountancy, Business and Management, or ABM, is one of the best strands that suits your children in University of the East. Remember that your children are our future business people who will make a positive difference around the globe with their capability to lead the business world or become the entrepreneurs who make many opportunities for all its countrymen. Especially during this pandemic, businesses are evolving and adapting to the current demands and changes, which stimulates the country's economic and financial activity. Your children is bound to a journey that is suitable for ABM in several ways. First, being accountants and finance managers of the future, the one who keep an eye with the financial transactions of a company. Second, they can become bankers, investors, and financial advisors who deal with people's financial planning needs, which is very important right now since the pandemic has continuously given us the opportunity to develop our financial planning skills. Third, as we develop your children at an early stage to become business professionals, they can eventually lead the top brands in the country. Moreover, your child has a bright future ahead by becoming the managers of marketing and sales, advertising and public relations of large corporations. Also, tourism is one of the major contributors in the economic activity of our country. Though at present time, there might be some limited movement or mobility of our tourists, though still this industry is continuously moving towards adapting to the current situation. Your child can lead the many hotels and restaurants wherever there are tourists, local or international. We believe that they can become chief executives, presidents, or general managers in various industries. Take, for instance, our very own distinguished entrepreneurs and innovators, Dr. Lucio Tan of the LT Group of Companies and Andrew Tan of Mega World and Alliance Global Incorporated, or AGI, which is a holding company in food and beverage, gaming, and real estate business. Or they can be one of the Mang Inasal's founder in Japsia and the youngest self-made billionaire in 2011, or conduct a social enterprise, a business with a cause like human nature. Eventually, your children's experiences as leaders will be the foundation of the business world, and they would want to share their knowledge about business through different books or writings that can be given to the many students who want to learn about business. Therefore, they are geared towards improving our economy by establishing their own enterprise that has positive impact to the world. When they take ABM in UE Senior High School, these are the possible courses they can choose, which is specialized in accountancy, finance, management, marketing, economics, entrepreneurship, tourism, and HRM. So these are just few among other business courses they can take. But there are several specializations they would want to explore. And in the future or eventually, students can lead many corporate businesses in the future. In ABM, we value the development of your children's entrepreneurial, financial, and managerial competencies through our various activities in their classes. Here are the list of the subjects based on the depth requirement for ABM. So we have accounting 1 and 2, the business finance, organization and management, marketing, economics, entrepreneurship, business ethics, and business enterprise simulation, or we do work immersion. Another is that other than our rigid compliance with the DepEd's curriculum requirement, theories and concepts are not enough. Hence, in coordination with the College of Business and Business Administration, to support the holistic development, we conduct various activities, symposiums that tackle leadership to other business careers and trainings for business startups. So those are just some activities we typically do every year, and hopefully your children can enjoy those kinds of activities. In UE ABM, your child will learn independently, manage time appropriately, deliver intelligent opinions, get engaged in in-depth discussions, be exposed in contemporary business environment, and develop collaborative mindset. ABM learning is fun, where we also emphasize the importance of showcasing their other set of intelligences through the different business clubs. So we have APVA for accounting, Entrepreneur Society for being honing their skills for becoming an entrepreneur, social enterprise for establishing ethical businesses that support many communities, or Investors Confederation or ICE that will help them develop their investment skills. So those are just a few of the MI Club related to ABM. So here are some of the culminating activities that embody an ABM warrior. One is the General Assembly and leadership training we've conducted before during the face-to-face our regular classes before, though as of the moment we do virtual trainings as well in General Assemblies. In coordination with the Multiple Intelligences Council, we invite experts in the field of investment and business management where they learn financial planning and discover their managerial qualities. So these are just a few of the activities that we've conducted before. ABM students also applied their learnings in business by creating their own enterprise, from business opportunities seeking to product conceptualization and actual selling of their innovative products. As of the moment, we do it online, though it's more of developing their and conceptualizing their own product and promoting it through social media or the use of the different social networking sites that can promote their product or their own established business. Likewise, this activity prepares them to become entrepreneurs and exposes them to the business setup while happily collaborating with their classmates and earning profitably. Our UE-ABM family assures that learning experiences are rooted to the right business principles and anchored to the UE core values that will make them better individuals. As a UE-ABM warrior, they are also given the opportunity to exhibit their competitive side. So there are this accounting quiz bee and other quiz bees that we conduct. Actually, we have this ABM week that we conduct online so that they can participate in several competitive activities. All of these are made possible by our very own highly competent, eligible, and industry experienced teachers in ABM. The UE-ABM faculty are highly equipped with the right tool to support the business foundations of your children through our earned academic achievements, such as having earned lottery honors, licenses as professional teachers, and some certified public accountants or CPAs, national certificates, and diverse industry experiences from marketing, human resource, accounting, insurance, banking, investment, management, and some of us are entrepreneurs themselves. Here is the summary of our dedicated, here is our dedicated ABM faculty. Allow me to leave you this quote from John C. Maxwell: "A leader is one who knows the way, goes the way, and shows the way." Thank you very much and have a great day.
All right. Thank you, Sir Adrian. And now let us hear from the program coordinator of HUMSS, Professor Rosel Cipriano.
So, good afternoon po sa ating lahat. So, good afternoon po sa parents, as well as my fellow coordinators, and to our dear principal, Dr. Nieva Discipolo, and our assistant principal, Professor Gerardo Venturina. So, by the way, I'm, wait lang po. Sandali lang po So, wala po yata akong cam. Wait lang po. Okay. So, walang makita sa aking camera. Wait lang po.
So while we're waiting for Sir Cipriano, I would like to remind again For those who would like to ask their questions, please type in the questions for our presenters in the YouTube live comment section, and then it will be addressed later during the open forum. Okay, thank you. Disconnects us, sir, but he's already here. Sir Russell, are you okay now? Professor Cipriano? Ay, nakamute po ata kayo, sir. Professor Cipriano, I think he again got disconnected. Right. All right. So we'll get back to the presentation of HUMSS with Mr. Cipriano. I think he's still fixing his, alam niyo naman yung technical difficulties natin. We will now move on to the program coordinator of STEM, none other than Professor Florme Manalo. Ma'am Florme, the floor is yours.
Good afternoon po. I am just waiting for the PPT.
Okay.
All right. So there it is. I cannot see the... Okay, good afternoon po. Good afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon, Director Leonila Oria, Principal Nieva J. Discipulo, Assistant Principal Jerry Venturina, fellow coordinators, and of course, our special guest for today, our grade 10 students and parents of UE Junior High School. Once again, I am Mrs. Florme Manalo from the Senior High School, and I am your STEM Strand Coordinator. Now, oh, it's not working. Mukhang naisalin sa akin ni Sir Cipre. Ayun, gumalaw na po siya. So let me begin by showing you some photos, no, that once when you were younger, no, told yourself that this is what I want to be when I grow up. Or remember, nung kayo mga bata pa, nasa grade school kayo o nasa primary level, no? Sabi niyo, meron kayo sinasabi, ganito ang gusto ko, ito ang gusto ko paglaki ko. Okay, so as you can see in the photo, you have there engineers, of course, aeronautic engineer, architect, pilot. Uy, merong artista. O, pero hindi artista, pero pwede rin naman kayo maging artista. Pero, ang tinutukoy po ni ma'am ay police officer. Next. Ayaw niya talagang gulaw. Or may delay lang po siguro. Ano po? Ayun. There. Okay, so next picture na ating nakikita. Ano ba nakikita natin dyan? You have there medical science. No, you have their doctor of medicine, pediatrician, dentist, physical therapist, vet med. Okay? So ano pa po ba ang pwede nating makita dyan? Ayaw talaga sa aking gumalaw. I think somebody from the tech team can help me.
Yes,
Ayaw.
ma'am, si Ma'am Lira na po ang
Opo.
just tell her kung
Ayaw niya
mag-shift na po.
pong gumalaw from my end. Okay, so nandyan na po tayo. So ano pa po ang ating nakikita dyan? No? Pag STEM, talagang napakaraming opportunities. So you can also be, next slide po. Pwede kayong maging astronaut, marine biologist, biomedical engineer. Ay, ayaw po talaga. Next slide po. Ayaw. Okay, so next slide po. Ma'am Lira. Wait lang po ha. I think it's not the PowerPoint. Wait lang po. Mukhang nagkaroon din ako na ipasa na yata sa akin ni Sir Cipriano yung aking problema, no? Ma'am Lira, parang ako na lang po kaya ang mag-present. Okay lang po kaya? Hello?
So, ma'am, ma'am, si Miss Lira na po ang mag-navigate ng
Ma'am,
control.
That's not the presentation po that I submitted.
Oh, okay. Sige, ma'am, is it okay if ma'am, you can just green na lang, share screen? Kayo na po ang mag-share ng screen?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, thank you po. Pasensya na, ma'am.
It's okay. Share screen. Okay. Nakikita na po ba?
Yes, ma'am.
Opo. So, balik po tayo. Okay. So, sabi po natin kanina, if one of those photo is your ambition, then STEM strand po is for you. So, what is STEM? Okay. STEM, it is an educational program developed to prepare our secondary students for college in the field of science, technology, engineering, and mathematics. So, ibig sabihin po natin, STEM stands for S, science, T for technology, E for engineering, and M for mathematics. Now, why is it important? No, bakit ba importante ang STEM sa ating buhay? Of course, science. Science is everywhere, and it is in the world around us. What about technology? Technology is continuously expanding into every aspect of our lives, lalong-lalo na po ngayon, yung mga ginagawa natin habang nasa online na napapasindi natin ang mga ilaw without even controlling ang pagpitik. Sasabihin lang natin na, Alexa, turn on the light. Diba? May mga ganun na po tayo ngayon. And also, engineering. Engineering doesn't deal with the basic designs of roads and bridges anymore, but it also tackles the challenges of the changing global weather and of course, the environmentally friendly changes sa ating mga bahay. At syempre, mathematics. Mathematics is in every occupation. Every activity that we do in our lives, merong math. So, by exposing our students and giving them opportunity to explore STEM-related concepts, okay, they will be able to develop a passion for it and hopefully pursue a job in a STEM field. Now, what are these STEM field nating tinatawag? You have there engineering, architecture, information technology, maritime, aeronautics, statistics. What about in pure sciences? We have different areas for pure sciences. First area is biology. So anong naghihintay sa'yo pag ikaw ay kumuha ng biology? You can be botanist, anatomist, zoologist, geneticist, marine scientist. In the area of chemistry, you can be a chemist, biochemist, geochemist, and for physics, so yung mga physicists, biophysicists, geophysicist, astronomer, meteorologist, and of course, mathematician. Ang daming opportunity, ano? And of course, marami kayong pwedeng pagpilian, ano? Pagdating naman sa medical sciences, ngayon, no, kailangan po natin ng mga medical microbiologists. This is very essential in our present situation where we are under pandemic. You can also apply biology towards medical knowledge and inventions. Medical technology, kailangan din po natin ngayon. It is needed to develop more specifically through biomedicine or biomedical engineering. At meron pa pong iba, nanotechnologies, forensic, environmental scientists, kinematics, and a lot more. However, my dear students and parents, okay, in order for you to qualify in the STEM strand, a student needs to have a final grade of 85% in both science and mathematics subjects, as well as a percentile rank of 86 and above in the STEM subtest and NCAE or NCAE. Now, if you decide to be included in the STEM family, I assure you that you will be guided by highly qualified teachers, and let me introduce them to you. Now, this is the teachers from the STEM department. In STEM, we have 6 major learning areas in science in senior high school. So you have there general biology 1 and 2, general chemistry 1 and 2, general physics 1 and 2, earth and life science, earth science, and physical science. Now, these are the competent licensed professional teachers, no, na naghihintay sa inyo once you decide to be in a STEM strand. Some of them are Latin honors, registered chemist, okay, registered nurse. Others have a double bachelor's degree, others with master's degree and double master's degree also. And some of these teachers are now taking academic units in their doctorate. Okay, what are we actually doing in STEM strand? Now, as you can see, during face-to-face, we have robotic classes. It is particularly for grade 11 students. Okay, and this is also in preparation for them to compete for robotic competitions. Now, there are also major subjects in STEM that utilized the laboratory. First is the biology subjects, Bio 1 and 2, and showing you is our biology laboratory classes, also our chemistry laboratory classes. So kung sa amin kayo pupunta, you will enjoy and experience this kind of laboratory activities. And of course, our physics classes. And since we are under the new normal of online schooling ngayon, last year, the university purchased Lobster to prepare and help our science students with laboratory subject. Now, ano po ba itong Lobster na ito? Ito po ay ang isang interactive advanced simulation based on mathematic algorithms for students' e-learning. But if you still have some more questions about Lobster, andyan po si Mr. G, no? You can Google it for further information. And aside from Lobster, during online classroom, we also have, we managed to provide our students the best possible learning opportunity. So we have also our online immersion program for STEM strand. Sabi nga natin, online ito, pero hindi porque ito ay online, ay sasabihin na natin na ito ay tinipid. So ito ay hindi tinipid sa pagbibigay ng mga kaalaman. Now, our grade 12 students were profiled into 3 major areas, namely computing, life sciences, and engineering. Now, under engineering, you have the civil engineering, ano po ba yan? Mechanical and computer engineering. Now, sorry. Now, in the field of computing, UE tied up with Fujitsu Minarai, kung narinig na po natin ito. And for 8 days, they were trained to create their own profile web page. They also learned about this Python Jupyter. Narinig nyo na ba yan, mga anak? So they also manage to create data communication and network fundamentals. And of course, after that 8 days, they conducted a graduation ceremony on the last day of their immersion. And our students in grade 12 were recognized and awarded honors for their outputs. Now, in the area of life sciences, the College of Education, together with the Department of Nutrition and Dietetics, is our immersion partner. Now, they supervised and gave activities such as Pinggang Pinoy. This is a new learning experience. It is a new teaching and learning experience for our students. This is to assess their own nutritional status, their activities. And these activities actually gave them insightful realization and motivation about their health. Kasi since most of our students during online became idle due to the pandemic, they were asked for this online immersion. They were asked or tasked to create their healthy meal plan and different exercises and workouts to keep their body in the best shape while learning the importance of having a normal BMI. By the way, tinuruan din po sila mag-compute ng kanilang tama, na nasa tamang BMI range. Okay, now in the area of engineering, okay, we partnered with the College of Engineering to mention civil engineering, mechanical engineering, and computer engineering. Now, they help in giving activities and supervise the learning of our immersion students, particularly, for example, in civil engineering area. Now, in the area of civil engineering, the students were tasked to create a bridge prototype, this one, and create a blueprint and layout of this bridge using their AutoCAD. Narinig nyo na ba yung mga bagay na yan, mga anak? And also, they were tasked to build this miniature prototype of the bridge using their popsicle sticks. Now, another thing is computer engineering. Now, in computer engineering, they were taught about the basic of Tinkercad, Arduino controllers and circuits. Now, these circuits are for energy saving, street lights, and creating a home security automation system. Ito yung nakahiga ka na lang, hindi mo na kailangan tumayo para patayin yung ilaw. Meron na tayong naturuan po sila ng basic about it, yung parang sinasabi na, Alexa, play music. So our students in grade 12 during online immersion, naturuan po sila kung paano yan gawin. And also, hindi lang po yan ang ginagawa natin. Now, during face-to-face, as also mentioned by our principal a while ago, our students' learning is not only confined inside the classroom. Now, they were also given the opportunity to present their research in a local, national, and even international research forum. So as you can see, in the presentation, you have their STEM students presented their research paper abroad, and half of the expenses were paid by the university. Diba? Ang saya. And also, our students also participated in different academic competitions. And of course, hindi naman po tayo nagpapahuli because of the training given by our competent teachers. And some of these competitions are Robotactics, Rep Robotics Cup, and then we also participated in different bioscience quiz bee, Ateneo Chemistry Olympiad, STEM Expo, Philippine Biology Olympiad or CICID. And bago po tayo nagkaroon ng pandemic, nakapag-compete pa po kami in the Philippine National Chemistry Olympiad. But of course, before we send our students to compete outside, we also have this STEM Natural Selection Elimination Quiz B. Now, this is for us to know who are the possible students that will be given thorough coaching and training to compete outside the university. Now, have you heard about the modern trend in education? In STEM, we have it, no? Yung sinatawag nating shifting from STEM to STEAM. So ano po ba ang ibig nating sabihin nito? So for a long time, the curriculum only revolved around the STEM approach, wherein we prepare our students to enter the workforce with practical, high-demand skills in science and technology. But as of the moment, adding the arts alongside, sabi sa research, no, ginawa nating STEAM, sabi daw sa research, if you add arts into it, it can improve our students' academic performance. And as to the latest trend, there are several industries also asked for professionals who are disciplined in the areas of science and technology with creativity and art. Now, hindi pa po yan nagiging kilalang modern trend in education. Ginagawa na po natin yan dito sa UE. No? Kahit kayo dyan, sa inyong junior high school, ginagawa na yan natin. Thanks for our program, Multiple Intelligences Program. And to show you evidences of this, you can see that our students showcase their other intelligences and talents, like making posters, using mixed media, project development competitions. And during our Strand Week, as you can see, they have different activities and competitions also, like equipment of the future, Eco Modelo, Trash to Cash, 3E Foods, and of course, students also participated in the field demo, again, to showcase their talents, not only in pagkakalikot, but also in dancing and singing also. And since we are under pandemic, okay, last year, we managed to continue honing our students' talent. And as part of the celebration of the STEM Strand Week, the STEM Strand Board prepared various activities to showcase the capabilities of our STEM students. Now, the online home experiment, as you can see, we have the online home experiment. It showcased the students' ability to recreate experiments using household materials. They were able to exhibit their creativity, scientific reasoning, while applying the science lessons that they had in the past school year. Now, they also showed their proficiency in creating structures such as this, as you can see, the bridges using popsicle stick. Now, hindi lang yan basta-basta, but they have applied their basic physics on it. Okay, and even in an online setup, online platform, STEM students participated in a mini digital concert na tinawag naming Kantahan sa Silangan. Now, these concerts were done through FB Live, wherein students, the STEM students from different sections, performed while staying at home, and show their talents. Now, we also have these are the other activities, and also ang ginagawa natin during face-to-face, we also have our outreach activity where our students also experience this tree planting and coastal cleanup in Calatagan, Batangas. Now, so my dear grade 10 students and parents, whatever strand po na pipiliin nyo, we will assure you that we will still continue to instill a complete package of the core values that you have acquired in your elementary and in your junior high school. And that is uprightness of character, excellence, environment friendliness, social and moral responsibility, service-orientedness, and others. But, of course, if you decide to be one of the STEM family, we will definitely welcome you, serve you with a smile, teach you with a smile, and serve you with a meaningful and lifelong education. So thank you again, and see you po sa senior high sa Silangan at maging isang STEM mahusay.
Thank you, Professor Manalo. Okay, I think Sir Cipriano is already here and is ready to present. Ayan, good to see you, sir.
Dito na po ba ako, ma'am? Magandang hapon po
Oh,
sa lahat.
yes.
Okay
Sige po,
po.
take it away, sir.
Sige, thank you po. So again, by the way, I'm Professor Cipriano. I'm the Strand Coordinator of the Humanities and Social Science Department So sorry kanina po kung medyo nagkaroon ng technical difficulties. Okay, so ilan po Okay. Okay po. Okay, so let's start. So kanina po, kaya po ako nawala kasi nag-prepare po ako ng a short quiz for everyone to answer. So wag po kayong matakot, hindi po siya graded. This question would just I just want to know more about you, okay? So ready na po ba sila? Okay, so let me ask you the first question po, okay? So the first question wanted to know, would want to ask you, do you see the beauty in everything? Okay, so paki-take down lang po yung sagot nyo. So your answer could either be yes or no. Okay, so next would be, do you want to know and understand why people think and behave that way? So the same again. So you have two options, either to answer yes or no. Okay. So number 3 question is, do you want to serve and help others? So yes or no. Answer again. Okay. Question number 4. Would like to ask you, are you aware on what's happening around, especially right now, malapit na pong election? It's very much important that we are not just socially, but also politically aware. So again, you have an option to answer yes or no. And the final question that I prepared you to answer is, do you want to make a difference? Okay. Yes or no, answer again. Okay, so after answering this question, let us now know what are the results of your answers. Okay. Interpretation po tayo. So if you're able to answer 4 to 5 yeses, it means that you are suited in this track, humanities and social science department. And if your answers are 3 yeses, so it means that you have the traits needed to pursue this track. And if you have 2 yeses, you are still undecided on what track to take. And if you are able to get 0 or 1 yes, our track, the HUMSS track, would do everything to make you perfect for this track. So we are proud to say that we, under the HUMSS track, both the faculty and the students are known as humanista. Diba? So when you are a humanista, if you decide to be in the HUMSS strand or track, you are already a humanista. And what makes us different from the other strand is we are proud to say that we are what we call SARI. So what does SARI mean? Humanista ako, we are socially aware and responsible individuals. Okay, that makes HUMSS students and teachers different from other strands. Okay. So, okay, kaya nga hashtag SARI ako, hashtag UE Humanista. Okay. So if you decided to pursue this strand, HUMSS, so what are the possible courses that you would be able to take when you pursue sa college? Of course, you could pursue broadcasting. You could pursue Dutch English language, journalism. You could pursue international studies, and you could pursue political science. Also, you could pursue degree courses in college such as hospitality management, legal management, psychology, tourism management, library and information science, nutrition and dietetics, and of course, bachelor and education. So these are the possible courses that you can take if ever you decided to pursue the track HUMSS. Okay. So, of course, what are the possible professions that you're gonna be pag nag-take kayo ng HUMSS strand, so ito yung mga posibleng trabaho nyo someday. You could be a lawyer, political analyst, writer, broadcaster, editor, journalist. It could be a guidance counselor, psychometrician, researcher, in which that is what being mentioned a while ago by our principal. That's the one of the flagship program ng basic education in senior high school. We make it a point that all students, regardless of strand, are trained to become researchers. Okay, so you could be a teacher like me, an educator, human resource manager, community development worker or organizer, life coach, librarian, chef, flight attendant, tourist guide, diplomat, foreign service officer. Okay. So a little FYI to everyone. So did you know that for the past 5 years, both the advisors and the student council president came from the humanities strand. So it so happened lang this year lang po na ang naging presidente po ng Student Council came from STEM, but still the advisors are coming from the HUMSS strand pa rin po. Okay. So this is to give you an overview yung ginagawa namin sa HUMSS strand. So we have I divided the activities into off-campus activities, on-campus work immersion. We have our future plans, and of course, in faculty profile namin that we are so proud of. So let's first discuss about the off-campus activities. Okay. So during the face-to-face session po, we were very fortunate that we are one of those few strands who are allowed to have an off-campus activity. We were able to go to Malacanang for Malacanang Museum visit every year. It so happened na po natigil lang po siya last year on the onset of the pandemic. And also, once upon a time, we were also fortunate to go to the Senate to see and observe how Senate hearing goes. Okay, so these are the time nung face-to-face po tayo. So, and we are also proud to have our HUMSS week, which usually being done every October or sometimes February. So, we still continue to do this even though it is virtually. So ginawa po namin siya last February, wherein we were able to do virtual activities that showcase the different talents and skills as well as the intelligence po ng mga HUMSS student po natin. Okay. So in addition po, during the face-to-face time po, we were able to conduct seminars and workshop. This is basically in relation po sa HUMSS week po namin. So in other words po, nagkaroon din po tayo ng seminars and workshop last year po, kahit virtually po siya. Okay. So as for the work immersion, last year po, na virtual na po ang setup po natin. All of the grade 12 HUMSS students were deployed to the different offices po sa UE Manila. But during the face-to-face session po, they were deployed to different offices po. So we were able to deploy students po sa National Historical Institute. Some of them are deployed sa Senate po, to name a few. So for this, for the future plans po namin, so if ever po, ibalik na po yung face-to-face next year. So these are the future plans po ng aming department. So we would like to have also an off-campus activity. We would like to visit this WD or the National Mental Institute. So we would like also to have visit in National Museum visit. So this is basically in accordance po sa mga subjects po, major subjects po ng mga estudyante po sa HUMSS. Yung DSWD po and National Mental Health Visit, that is basically po in accordance po sa DS po, or sa tinatawag po namin, these are applied disciplines po na subject. And for the National Museum Visit, that is basically po under po ng subject po na contemporary arts. And as for the temple visit, that is in accordance po sa world religion. And for the outreach program, that is for the subject known as community engagement po. So these are the plans po ng department if ever po ibalik po yung face-to-face and everything would be already okay po sana. So if ever po by next semester or school year we would still be in virtual, these are the plans of the department. So if ever po possible po yung virtual tour po, we would go with Malacanang tour, Art Museum tour, and Temple and Churches tour. So we also conducted the webinar in relation po sa aming upcoming HUMSS week po ngayong February. Ito po yung Copy Talks, nagawa po siya ng nakarang foundation. We would also want to have a webinar in accordance po sa personality development, social and political issues. And also, we would like also to plan to have a virtual debate, which we did po ng face-to-face. And as for the upcoming po na work immersion po ng mga HUMSS student po namin, we are planning to send them to Sangguniang Kabataan po na offices because we already have a contact there. So of course these are also virtual po. Virtual lang po ito. They'll be going to the virtual offices po ng iba't ibang sangay po ng Sangguniang Kabataan within Metro Manila po. So these are the future plans of the department if ever po we would still be in virtual setup po next semester or next school year. Okay. So the last part of my discussion would be the faculty profile, which is the heart and soul po ng aming department. So the faculty profile of our department is characterized by these three characteristics. All of us are spiritually strong, emotionally and mentally mature, and I would glad to say that we are politically and socially upright. Okay. So ito po yung picture po ng nagwagapuhan at nagagandahan po ng aming mga guro. Naka-formal po kami lahat dyan. Okay po. So right now, we are all 11 faculty members, full-time faculty members under the HUMSS strand, which would be the one responsible for taking care of your kids if they decided to pursue the strand under the HUMSS po. Okay? Some of them are seminaries, di ba? So you are sure that your kids are basically in good hands po. Not just seminaries, some of them are also psychology majors. I myself is a psychology major also. So ito pong faculty profile po namin. So you would, just like what is being mentioned po kanina ng aming principal po, si Dr. Nieva Disipulo. So out of the teachers po who are pursuing doctorate degree, 2 po dyan ay nasa aming departamento po. 5 are master's degree. So yung iba po, yung 4 po master's degree, hindi po siya updated po. So we are also proud to see that we have also Latin honors in our department, as well as faculty members who are able to present their paper international and local, not just the faculty members, but as well as the students. And also, we are also one of those select department who are able to have teachers na may dual licenses. Some of us are professional teachers. All of us pala are professional teachers, and some of us are psychometricians. So these are the affiliations of the teachers under the HUMSS strand. Okay. So if you decided to be in our strand, still be in a UE Red Warrior and choose to be one of us. So one of us to be under the HUMSS strand, to be a humanista. When you are a humanista, you are a socially aware and responsible individuals. So thank you po. And pagandang hapon po sa lahat.
Right. Thank you very much, Sir Sip.
Salamat po, ma'am.
All right. Okay, so let's take a short break, no? And let's be entertained by the special intermission number by the UE's Senior High School Chorale.
Joy to the world, the Lord is come. Let earth receive her King. Let every heart prepare Him room. And heaven and nature sing, and heaven and nature sing, and heaven and nature sing. Joy to the earth, the Savior reigns. Let men their souls sounding joy. Repeat the sounding joy.
Right. Thank you very much. Feel na feel natin ngayon ang makarinig ng Christmas carols because it's already the first day of December, no? When ang Filipinos start counting the days before Christmas at early September. So talagang malapit na malapit na. All right. So thank you very much, UE Senior High School Chorale, for that wonderful intermission number. And let us also acknowledge the dedication and effort of their advisor and choir master, Professor Marnelli Ballesteros. Okay, so moving on. Let us now listen to the presentation of the program coordinator of ICT THE Sports Track, Professor Lovelyn Yee. Yee, are you there, ma'am?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Na-open lang po natin yung video.
Yes, ma'am. Para
Good
makita
afternoon,
namin ang
everyone.
beautiful face niyo, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am. Alright, isang magandang hapon sa ating lahat. Unang-una sa lahat, magandang hapon po sa ating principal, Dr. Nieva J. Discipulo, at sa ating assistant principal, Sir Gerardo Venturina, and to the director of Guidance Counselor Department, Director Leonila Correa, our beautiful at nagugupong mga guidance counselor, nakasama po natin ngayong hapon. At ganun din po sa ating mga coordinator na nandirito, magandang hapon po sa inyo. Sa ating mga co-teachers. At syempre, hindi natin makakalimutan ng ating mga grade 10 students from the Basic Education Junior High School. Again, magandang hapon po. Ako nga po pala ulit si Ma'am Lovelyn Yee, and I will be presenting to you 3 different strands na maliit ang populasyon pero masasabi natin na napapanahon. Ayan. Simulan po natin ito sa Information and Communication Technology or the ICT. All right. Again, so what do we do in the ICT? So for the Information and Communication Technology, ICT students are trained to write and analyze computer programs to develop systems and applications. And also, they are primed to create animations to showcase their creative side. Totoo po yan kasi in ICT, meron po silang as part of their curriculum or program, isa sa mga subjects nila ay nakafocus in programming. They have programming 1, 2, and 3, and 4, and they also have ICT animation 1, 2D, 3D, and 4D. Kaya makikita po talaga natin kung paano i-hone ng ating mga teachers ang ating mga estudyante para maging lumabas ang kanilang creative sides. And also, what are the subjects under this strand? So, under this strand po, students, no, na alam ko ay interesado dahil kayo ating mga tinatawag na computer savvy. Ayan, dahil ito yung mga generation na kung saan ay mahilig maglaro ng mga computer games, di ba? And part of that, meron din tayong introduction for development ng game. Alright, so we have writing computer programs, and they also have illustrating, designing websites, which I think will get the interest of our students, and designing, and you will also be taking up animation subjects and Java programming. That would be essential if you are planning to work on creative technological field. Ayan. So ano po ito, no, very timely sa ating situation. And also, what are the possible courses na pwede ninyong i-take after grade 12, ano? So we have BS Information Technology na kung saan ay offer din yan sa ating university, di ba? We also have, you can also take computer engineering, just like Sir Dustin, yan, may computer engineering siya. And then information system or IS, computer science, multimedia arts, animation, and game development. And these are the example of awards na kung saan ay natanggap at sinalihan ng ating mga ICT students during the face-to-face classes. So this was last year or last 2019. There are 3 students from ICT SPAN declared the champion of Anima Fest. Okay, so this activity was presented, or they joined in different. This activity was joined by our ICT students. These are inter-school activity outside university. Okay, sinalihan po nila ito sa Adamson University. All right, and then for the IC students, they are also trained in robotics, same with the STEM students. So they joined and participate in the robotic competitions inside and outside the university. So did you know that for the past 3 years, ICTs were the ones responsible for providing voting system for the annual senior high school students council elections. So since 2017, this was guided and supervised by one of our faculty, Ma'am Binasuyo, together with the students who are tapped to be part of the committee. So sila po ang naka-assign na gumawa o gawin ng voting natin even during the online. So this year po nagkaroon po tayo ng election at sila po yung nag-provide nitong election na ito. So that's for the ICT. And to continue, who can I become? Sino ba pagkatapos nyo i-take yung ICT na strand na kukunin ninyo? So you can be future computer programmer. Naku, pagka sinabi natin computer programmer, medyo maganda ang ating ang ating income nito. Yan. And even system analyst and designer. Diba? You can work not only here in the Philippines, but you can also work abroad. Web developer and designer, na kung saan ay marami po ang mga company na naghahanap yan, even different organizations like school, kahit sa media, social media, kailangan po nila itong mga web development na ito at saka design. And also computer engineer and animator or game developer and ICT teacher. You can also apply as an ICT teacher just like your teachers to be. Yan, kapag ginusto ninyong maging ICT students after ninyo ng grade 10. And to continue, so these are the profile. So dahil sa tatlong strand na i-discuss natin sa inyo, so isa-isa natin per strand. So I'm starting with the ICT. So these are the profile of the teachers. For the livelihood track or the home economic one, we have licensed teacher, NC2 certificate, and professional teacher also. She's also a licensed Red Cross basic life support with AED. She is also a former pastry chef of Sofitel. Diba po, medyo mataas ang kalidad ng ating teacher pagdating sa home economics. And then, she also have an experience international cuisine and also an entrepreneur. Ayan, si ma'am ay entrepreneur din po siya. Meron po siyang small business. Kahit po yan ay summer break, siya po ay merong pastry business every every summer. And then for the ICT, we have 100% ICT teachers po natin ay licensed professional teachers po sila. Although they are graduate from different bachelor's degree, but they are all licensed teacher po. And then one of them are also a license in basic life support with AED. And one of them also graduated with an honor, cum laude. Okay, so these are the pictures of our beloved teachers in the ICT and HE department. So I want to again encourage every students to mag-isip po din tayo ng mga ibang strand, kagaya ng strand na meron po kami. Maliit po ang population natin, pero masasabi ko po sa inyo, ito pong strand na to ay skilled strand po. So even after graduating grade 12 po, ready na po kayo to work. And to continue, what do we do for home economics? So for home economics, this strand aims to develop among learners in various specialization and job-ready skills useful for livelihood and employment even after senior high school. Kasi nga po, ang hinuhon natin dito ay yung skills na ating mga students. Alright, so what else do we do? So as you can see in the pictures, that during the face-to-face po, ang ating mga students, ang ating faculty, they are enjoying doing the plating, cooking, baking, and doing a lot of things about pastries and preparing food. So very important po na hindi lamang nila makapag-prepare ng masarap na pagkain, kundi yung sanitation, even before and after the preparation of the food. And then what are the possible courses for our HE students? So they can enroll in a hotel and restaurant management, na meron din po tayo sa university, culinary arts, yan. And then tourism, food technology, nutrition and dietetics, airline cuisine, and operation. So these are the possible courses na pwede po ninyong matake sa college after taking HE1 sa ating senior high school department. So what to expect? So using the multimodal learning continuity program, the home economics strand plans to provide learning competencies and accurate to accelerate the development of technical and vocational education using relevant technology and softwares in the class delivery and assessment. So did you know that during the senior high school, students are provided with real hospital industry experience in selected hotels as part of their work immersion. So that's very true po, kasi po we work in different, especially during the face-to-face, we work in different, together with our coordinator in immersion, Ma'am Maya Sulat, ay kasama po natin sila na nakikipag-work together with other hotels here in Manila. So yung H2O na hotel ay napuntahan po natin ng ating mga estudyante yan. At even ang Century Park Hotel, isa po yan sa mga hotel. Isa lang po sila sa mga hotel na we partner with them para po sa immersion ng ating mga estudyante. And then we also have, now, dahil tayo ay naka-online, meron pa rin po tayong immersion kung saan ay ang ating immersion ay on-home immersion po tayo. Wherein ang ating mga students, they still also do baking and napkin folding and even preparing dishes for the parents. Ayan. Tapos sila po ay nagde-design din ng kanilang mga pastries. So lahat po yun ay nagagawa din po natin online with the help of our teacher, Ma'am Joanna de la Rosa. So the subject in senior high school home economics are capacitate the students to be trained, be eligible to take, and be certified with the national certification according to TESDA standard. So ito pong TESDA standard is very important for textbook, kasi this will give them the go signal para malaman po na yung ating mga estudyante ay na-learn nilang mabuti yung kanilang competencies during the online education, even the face-to-face education natin. Ito po isa sa mga assessment na ginagamit para po evaluate yung kanilang learning sa iba't ibang courses or subject na ibinigay sa kanila. So ang ating faculty and even ang ating mga students, they are also undergoing this certification before po matapos ang kanilang grade 12 na dapat po ay maging NC2 certified na po sila as a student po. Kaya even after student or after graduation, pwede na po sila mag-apply sa mga hotel na gusto nilang applyan because of this certification. Kaya very important po ito. And now for the sports, this track is developed to equip the students with the requisite knowledge, understanding, skills, strength, and agility in any sports-related career. So anyone who desires to venture in dance, fitness, recreation, sports, and athletics welcome po kayo dito. Ayan. So baka naman po kasi naisip nyo kung masyado namang maano yata mag-aral ng STEM o kaya ng HUMSS or ng BA. Baka naman pwede tayo sa sports, di ba? Pero hindi naman tayo nakafocus lang sa sports kagaya ng sinabi natin kanina, no? So because we also consider sports as part of science. And also, what do we do? So sports stand aims to identify and develop career opportunities in physical education, exercise, science, and sports among students with various specialization and job-ready skills and employment even after senior high school. Totoo din po ito kasi nga itong ICT, ito pong HE at saka ang sports, these are skilled strand na pwede ninyo talagang i-enroll kung saan after graduation ng grade 12 ay ready na po kayong mag-work. Okay? Kasi marami po sa mga courses na offered sa atin, itinuturo po yung tamang technique using the different methodologies na suitable for our students at kung sino man yung ating teacher na mag-handle sa inyo. Alright? So to continue, so possible courses for you. So after taking SPO strand, ano ba yung mga possible courses for you? Okay? So, you can enroll in the sports science, na kung saan meron din ng College of Education, ayan, sports and wellness management, alright? And then, secondary education, major in physical education. If you want to be a PE teacher in the future, just like me, yan, and other PE teachers in our strand, in PE and sports. Physical therapies, yan, pwede din po kasi nga sinabi ko po sa inyo na ito pa ay part ng science. So, you can also enroll in physical therapy and performing arts, if you are into arts, music and dance. And then sports marketing and management is also a possible course for you. And nakalimutan ko, you can also be a sports commentator, diba? And who can I become? So, MAPI teachers, or PE instructor. Pero para maging PE instructor kayo sa college, kailangan kayo ay makagraduate din ng master's ninyo para po mag-continue yan. And then also for senior high school. If you want to be a coach in different sporting event, pwede rin. Kung meron kang halimbawa, ikaw ay basketball player ngayon, or football player, or aspiring player pa lang. Pero sa tingin mo ay meron kang skills. So, mag-join ka na ng sporting event na kung saan ikaw ay sa tingin mo mag-e-excel, di ba? Malay mo, after mong maging player, maging coach ka in the future, mas magaling pa pala, di ba? So, you can be a school, inter-school coach, or you can also be a national or international coach. Target na natin yan. NBA na, di ba? Okay, and then fitness and wellness consultant as well. So very particular ito no kasi in sports we only not focus on sporting event pero marami tayong mga side na courses na kung saan even dance and fitness and health ay i-discuss natin sa inyo sa ating pag-aaral ng sports. Ayan. So you can also be a recreational manager, totoo yan. Diba? Event organizer, naku, kapag kayo ay agile talaga at saka kayo ay active, pati ang mga brain cells natin ay active mag-isip ng mga activities and even other events na gusto nating gawin in the future, diba? So, pwede kayo dito kung kayo ay mahilig sa mga ganyan, diba? And then athletics, sports field office, yan, mga manager, okay? And then sports coordinator or PE director, pwede rin in the future. And then physical therapies, dance trainer, sports analyst, official in any sporting event. Ayan. Kung bakit after grade 12 ay pwede na magtrabaho kasi tinuturo natin dito kung paano mag-facilitate at mag-organize ng mga sports. Kaya pwede silang magtrabaho even after graduation. Alright, so did you know also that we send our students during the immersion, we send them to different sporting event in the UAP para ma-feel po nila yung first-hand experience kung paanong maging coach, assistant coach, and at the same time trainer. Okay, first, syempre, mag-observe sila, and then after that, they will be given ample time to at least ma-experience nila yun sa ating university. And also, we also partner with our junior high school sa ating elementary, as you can see in the picture, and then later you will see a lot of picture that will show you yung mga pinuntahan ng ating mga estudyante during this immersion. And other activities na meron pa tayong ginawa, okay, what else do we do? So we join in campus competitions to enhance our skills and experiences. By the way, during the face-to-face, marami po talaga tayong mga activities for our students, okay? And different department na kung saan everyone is invited to participate, and we are one of those. Kaya nag-participate din po tayo, no? So we enrich camaraderie by officiating annual intramurals. So ngayon pong taon na to, ay iniisip po namin ulit na magkaroon po tayo ng intramurals together with our sports track students. Pero po ito ay online. So ang ating junior high school ay nakapag-online po sila, intramurals. So ang senior high school po ay we're planning to do that as well next year. So we participated and have fun during school events like Strand Week and Foundation Week. Yan, very active po tayo dyan. Itong pictures na to ay ginagawa po natin. Makikita niyo po ang ating mga SPO students. They are really dealing with the students, teaching them the skills, and organizing games for our students for them to enjoy. So that part po yan ng kanilang immersion, at the same time, mga activities na pwede nilang gawin. Sports track activities amidst the pandemic, ito po yung ginawa natin ng mga online activities for our sports track. They organized a webinar during their Strand Week last January, and then they also have fitness program last year din po yan during week strand or the Strand Week na ginawa po nila. Ganun din po ang ating ICT at saka HE. Yung dalawa po na yun ay join po yung kanilang ginagawang activities at nagkaroon po sila ng esports during their Strand Week po, yung ICT natin. At yung ating HE naman, ay nagkaroon po sila ng competition in napkin folding po. Alright? And then to continue po, our plans for you, online class ready po tayo, and also physically ready kung masasabihan man po na pwede na po tayo ulit mag face-to-face by next year. So these are the profile of our sports track teachers. So we have 100% licensed, professional licensed teacher. We have 4 teachers who have license in life support with AED. And one of our teachers finished his master's degree, and one among them are now taking a doctor's degree program. 100% are enrolled in a master's degree program also. And part of our faculty had been an advisor of different sporting events in the UAAP. We handle the different sport like track and field, the basketball for women basketball. Isa po sa amin ay naging assistant coach, isa po sa amin ay naging advisor coach, na kung saan ay nakakuha din po tayo ng mga medalya during the UAAP season. And again, most of us are we are former athlete, just like yung mga athlete na meron din tayo dito. So I just want to again introduce to you our faculty from the sports track. So ito po sila, ang mga picture. So I have here Ma'am Risa Cunana, Ma'am Hernandez, Sir Jairus Mendoza, Sir Nico Mercado, and myself for the sports track. And to continue, I just want to show this video para po makita niyo po yung ating mga mixed activities na ginawa para po sa, ito pong video na to was provided by the students of Sports Track Batch 2020-2021.
I'm a survivor. I'm not gonna give up. I'm not gonna stop. I'm gonna work harder. I'm a survivor. I'm not gonna give up. I'm not gonna stop. I'm gonna work harder. I'm a survivor.
Okay. Again, marami pong salamat sa inyong lahat. And we look forward to welcome you in our family. Be one of us. We are here waiting for you. Our faculty in the ICT, HE, and SPO are waiting for you. And we promise that we will give you the best education that you will need. And we will assist you to the best of our ability. God bless you all.
All right. Thank you very much, Professor Yi. Okay, and moving on, let us now hear from Professor Rodelyn Saban, the research coordinator of the senior high school, and she will present the gas strand and the research program.
Okay, good afternoon, everyone. So I'll be presenting the general academic strand in behalf of our GAS coordinator, Dr. Rebecca Pineda. So if you want, okay, so let us proceed now with the general academic strand. Next slide po. So if you students have not yet decided among the strand presented, I suggest you choose the general academic strand. Why? Because from this strand, you will learn the different subjects from the different fields, which later on you can choose among the different professions presented. Okay, so next slide po. So if you want to be the future Miss Winnie Monsod, which I hope kilala nyo pa until now, though she is already retired, in Gastrand, you will take up ABM subjects. So among these are entrepreneurship, applied economics, organization, and management. So from the field of applied economics, you will learn about basic economic problems in the country. So you will learn about the problems of the country in the economic side. You will learn about analyzing the different structures of the market. You will learn about the different strategies to minimize negative impacts and maximize positive impacts of businesses in the community. So do you think these are some relevant topics and interesting to you? So you can choose the gas strand. Next po, from the organization and management fields, you will learn about theories in leadership and management. You will learn about what is effective planning, organizing, leading, and controlling, which are important in different organizations and businesses. You will learn how to understand, or you will understand human resource management. So different organizations and businesses are also needing this field. Next slide po. So if you want to be naman future politician of your barangay, city, province, or our whole country, in the GAS strand, you will take up humanities and social science subjects. So in the field of humanities, you will learn about creative writing, palikhaing pagsulat, critical thinking in the 21st century, personality development, creative nonfiction, and philosophy of man. From the social science field, you will learn about Philippine politics and governance, community engagement and solidarity, citizenship, discipline and ideas in social science. So, do you want to be one of our politicians or government officials in the future? So, GasTrend can also provide you the opportunity to be in the field in the career. So, if you want naman to be the future Mangtani, okay, whom we always see every day from GMA in the gas trend. So you will take up disaster readiness and risk reduction subjects from which you will learn which are very relevant because we are really experiencing different disasters right now. You will learn about the different areas that are exposed or more exposed to different disasters and calamities, and what should be our proper response and immediate response to this. Next, if you want to be the future scientist of the country, like our very own Dr. Deo Onda, I hope you know him. He is the first Filipino scientist to reach the Edmond depth, the third deepest spot on Earth located in the Philippine Trench. And if you also want to be among those very demanded, okay, as our previous professor explained, very demanding, in demand, I mean, the RICT professionals as of this time. So you will have the chance to take up STEM and ICT subjects, such as physical science, earth science, and empowerment technologies. So with this, what can be the possible courses? Though we have stated that you have the chance to take any course in college because you will take up different subjects from the different strands. So what are the courses specifically that you may take during your college year? So you can take bachelor in secondary education, bachelor of elementary education, environmental management, operations management, political science, criminology, entrepreneurship, and psychology. But there are more and other subjects or courses that you can also take. So the teachers, students in the field of this general academic strands are very active and participative in the different activities of the senior high school, the basic education department, and even in the whole university. But the GAS specific strand are celebrating or is celebrating the GAS week. So this is one of the photos participating in the Teachers' Day celebration in the English week of the English department, the Foundation Day, and Buwan ng Wika. So the specific club of the GAS is the Great Achievers Society. They initiate organize and participate in the different extracurricular and co-curricular activities, and in collaboration with the different clubs of the senior high school. So they have the management and leadership in collaboration with the management club, the life sciences in collaboration with the green earth or biologists, community engagement in collaboration with social enterprise society, and other classes in arts, sports, media, and broadcast communication and publication. So even the board representative of GAS is very active in the student council. So with them, even though for the University of the East Senior High School, Manila, we only have one strand, you will be represented properly in the senior high school, because your strand board representative is very active and responsible in participating in the different activities of the senior high school. Next slide po. So with that, I hope I have encouraged you that truly the GAS strand may open to you the chance to have the different professions that you may want later on if you have not yet decided. Okay, so again, in behalf of Dr. Pineda, join us in the Senior High School General Academic Strand. Thank you so much, students, parents, and teachers. Okay, so let us continue being the research coordinator. I will now present the Senior High School Research Program. So, bago po ako magsimula, nais ko po sana kayong tanungin muna. Nasubukan nyo na po ba na bago kayo bumili ng bagong cellphone or bagong laptop, kayo po ay nag-search muna kung anong model ang gusto ninyo, anong specs, anong presyo, saan kayo bibili. Okay? So, nagawa nyo na po ba iyon? Or nagawa nyo na, lalo na ngayon sa panahon ng pandemic, miss na natin mag-travel. Nagawa nyo ba in the past na mag-search saan ang next destination ninyo? At ano ang pwede nating makita sa mga lugar na to? Magkano ang possible budget kapag tayo ay pumunta sa mga iyon? At nakapagtingin-tingin muna po ba kayo kung saang university po kayo mag-enroll before kayo pumunta sa University of the East? Okay? Kung ang mga kasagutan ninyo ay oo, opo, yes, kayo po ay gumawa ng isang simpleng research kung saan kayo ay merong tanong, nag-gather kayo ng information, nag-gather kayo ng data, at nagkaroon kayo ng kasagutan bago kayo nag-decide. So with that, I want to share that research is formalized curiosity. It is poking and prying with a purpose. So it is just a formal curiosity with a purpose. So with that, we should not think that we have not done research, and that research is really very difficult, because with the questions you realize ginagawa ko naman talaga ang mga iyon. So tunghayan po natin ang research dito sa education, basic education ng ating pamantasan. Okay, next slide po. So we have learned that from the previous discussion that research is one of the flagship programs of the basic education. So only qualified teachers teach the research subjects, and we provide research-related activities to the students and teachers to help them with research. We also have research platforms for you students and teachers to and your teachers to present the research output, which can later on being able to present in a conference be a part of your credentials. Next slide po. So in basic education, again, we have the different flagship programs. We have the Multiple Intelligence Club. We have peace education and inclusive education. So in senior high school, we have research platforms. So these are this is because also in the senior high school, you will have different research subjects. So you will have your qualitative research subject, you will have your quantitative research subject, your research project, and meron din po tayong pananaliksik sa Filipino. So with that, it helps that we also focus on this research platform of our basic education. So next slide po. Okay, so our research teachers have experiences in conducting research. Unless our teachers have done research studies on their own, we cannot deeply understand research and share our experiences and expertise to you, our students. So our research teachers have master's units and about to finish their degrees or have already finished their degrees, which means that for their academic courses in their bachelor's degree, master's degree, or in their doctoral degree, they have conducted the research and have written or is in the process of writing their thesis and dissertation. So kumbaga, before fully nila maituro kung ano ang research at personally ma-share nila ang experiences, sila muna ang unang naka-experience of what is research and how to conduct research. Our teachers have also presented in local and international conferences. And also, some of us have published our research studies in peer-reviewed journal, which means the paper that have been produced are truly reviewed, not just once, but twice and more. Okay? And our future senior high school, for you, future senior high school, you will actually learn more about research and our research teachers who will share to you their experiences when you are in their classes. Okay? So next, we also provide our students and teachers relevant seminars and training. So we have research orientations from which you can possibly formulate your question, your research, your studies. We also have our library orientations together with our librarians to have a better knowledge of what do we have in our library. Next, we also have the statistics seminars for better understanding of statistics and how to analyze our data if you are still formulating our problem and we are already dealing with the data that we have. We also have creating PowerPoint seminars for better skills in making PowerPoint presentations, wherein this skill is not only applicable and appropriate para sa research, but also in other subjects. And even if you are already professionals Okay, in your even in your college, and then if you are already professionals. We also have creating posters for conferences, seminar, to have knowledge of what to put, ano bang kailangan ilagay, what should be the design of our posters. So for research, posters means yung it shows the abstract of your study. Hindi yan yung katulad ng mga brochures na nakikita natin. So we have a different format and designs for research posters. So though for the previous years, because of some limitations, there are some orientation seminars that have not been conducted, but still we are committed to continue these activities for you to be able to be more equipped, okay, capacitated for our research. So with our Turnitin, it's a software wherein we can check the plagiarism, or we can check the similarity of our outputs with what is available on the internet. So we have our Turnitin. We can check the originality of your research outputs, because in research, originality is very important, and plagiarism is a big no-no. So our principal, Dr. Nieva J. Discipulo, encourages us every time there's a research seminars, um, conferences, to attend them, to enhance our skills in research, and also our collaboration with other teachers and researchers in other fields and other universities. So you have, again, next slide po. When you have your senior high school research subject, so this will be exciting. Though for some, this is quite a stress or a challenge, but this is all a part of your training in the senior high school. So you have your research subjects, and you will we organize research proposal and final defense presentations for you. So last year we had them online. So we had online proposal and final defense presentations. And so far, it was challenging at first, but students were also feeling so high in their self-esteem, and it boosts their confidence to present what they have conducted, what they have done for their research, and presented them to our teachers and panelists. So again, we want to really prepare you not only for your college, but also for your professional. So last, again, we have our research platform. So since the first batch of our senior high school, we have provided our students the platform, the venue to present and compete their research outputs in the Balagdiwa Research Conference. So when we say Balagdiwa, it means this came from two Filipino words, balag, which refers to a type of lattice word, and diwa, or thought. Balagdiwa is actually our students' research platform. So the presentations of the students can be through oral or poster presentation. So your studies to be presented are outputs of your, can be from your pananaliksik sa Filipino, qualitative research, quantitative research, and research project subject output. So you have the chance. Again, not all universities are giving this platform to senior high school. So you can, if you present in this platform, you can put that in your credentials, and later on, when you work, when you apply for a work, or for even for OJT, you have an edge over the others. Since 2017, next slide po, we have also provided venue or platform for our teachers to present their research studies, be it their thesis, dissertations, or their own research studies in Kamalayan, Teachers Research Conference. So Kamalayan in Filipino means awareness. So this is our teachers research platform. So from UE-wide conferences, we had our two national research conferences. So last January 30 to 31, 2020, we had our first UE Balagdiwa at Kamalayan National Research Conference. And last April 22 to 23, 2021, we had our second UE Balagdiwa at Kamalayan National Research Conference. This is also our first virtual research conference. So we invited researchers who spoke, researchers, experts who spoke and shared their knowledge and expertise in the fields of science, education, and business entrepreneurship, and other related fields. And we had teachers and student presenters from UE and other schools from whom we learned a lot. And this opened collaborations with other teachers and universities. So for this year or academic year, we are looking forward for an international Balagdiwa at Kamalayan Research Conference. So this will be next year. So next slide. Since 2017, we have also been encouraging both our students and teachers to submit and present their papers in local and international research conferences, wherein our teachers have 100% subsidy for all the expenses, and our students have 50% subsidy. So the other 50% will be shouldered by our parents so that they can also have investment sa inyong mga credentials as students. So we had presenters in Indonesia, Cebu, Italy, Hong Kong, Metro Manila, next slide po, Cambodia, Thailand, Japan, and South Korea, which I think I also believe our dear principal have already discussed some a while ago. So with that, we continually hope to change the perspective that research is really threatening. So there can always be something exciting, fun, and engaging in research. So we capacitate here at the University of the East Basic Education Senior High School. We capacitate the students with life skills in research even during this time of pandemic and even after pandemic. Okay, so with those, we want to welcome you to the world of research, grade 10 students and parents here at the Basic Education Senior High School. Again, remember, you have innate curiosity of our world and things happening around us. So we just have to formalize them and align them with a purpose. Thank you so much. Good day, everyone. Have a nice day. Stay safe po.
Thank you, Professor Saba. And now, okay, let's have another, pick me up, no? Para, it's in the afternoon, and I know it's really hard, no, to pay attention. But this is very important for you, for the grade 10. And let us welcome back to our screen the UE Senior High School Chorale for another intermission number.
Jingle bell, jingle bell, jingle bell rock. Jingle bells swing and jingle bells ring. Snowing and blowing up bushels of fun. Now the jingle hop has begun. Jingle bell, jingle bell, jingle bell rock. Jingle bells chime and jingle bells time. Dancing and prancing in Jingle Bell Square. frosty air. What a right time, it's the right time to rock the night away. Jingle bell time, it's a swell time to go gliding in a one-horse sleigh. Giddy up, jingle horse, pick up your feet. Jingle around the clock. Mix and mingle in a jingle beat. That's a jingle bell rock. Oh, jingle bell, jingle bell, jingle bell rock. Jingle bells ring and jingle bells ring. Snowing and rain and lots of fun. Now the jingle bell has begun. Jingle bell, jingle bell, jingle bell rock. Jingle bells chime in jingle bell time. Dancing and dancing, jingle bells square. In the frosty air, what a right time, it's the right time to rock the night away. Jingle bell time, it's a swell time to go gliding in a one-horse sleigh. Giddy up, jingle horse, pick up your feet. Jingle around the clock. Mix and mingle in a jingling beat. That's the jingle bell, that's the jingle bell, that's the jingle bell rock. That's the jingle bell rock.
Right, thank you very much, the UE Senior High School Chorale. And now, at this juncture, allow me to share the screen with Professor Manuel Marimla, the DepEd QVR Ed MI Program Coordinator. Sir Marimla?
Yes,
Yan.
ma'am.
Okay.
Let me just try if I can press the screen. Ma'am, I need access for me to be able to use the PowerPoint. Okay, so I'm tasked, I'm sorry, Dr. Leonela Urea, Professor Dr. Nieva J. Discipolo, Professor Gerardo Venturina, coordinators, students, and parents, good afternoon. I'm tasked to discuss to you the vouchers or the government subsidy that will pretty much be entitled for our students once they step into grade 11. So when we say subsidy, these are basically government benefits that one can enjoy. In the senior high school, we call this as the qualified voucher recipients, and the other subsidy is known as the Educational Service Contracting or the ESC. For those of you grade 10 students who currently have an existing ESC, automatically when you go to grade 12, you will enjoy that benefit and the amount is equivalent to 18,000. For those grade 10 students who do not have an ESC right now, we will be giving you, I will be announcing to you as to when you can be able to apply for that QVR or that government subsidy, and that is also 18,000. Okay, so that's the amount that you're going to receive. So how can you apply for this government subsidy? Again, I'm only speaking for, I'm only going to those students, I'm pertaining to those students who do not have a subsidy. Okay, yung mga walang ESC. So all you have to do is to write down this website, and this is where you will be updated as to when the application for that QVR would be available online. Okay, so yan ang itsura niya for this year. So ganyan siya. So when you go to that website, that is how it would look like. So who are eligible to apply? Basically, all of you guys are eligible to apply, except for those who is enjoying ESC. Because again, as what I said a while ago, automatically, if you have an ESC, there's no need for you to apply. Again, there's no need for you to apply. But for the UE grade 10 students who do not have ESC, you are eligible to apply based on the approval of DepEd PAYAC. So this is basically the process for us to be able to encode and have this subsidy be transferred over to your account in UE. First, upon enrollment to grade 11, when you go, you have to submit that copy of your ESC. I repeat, submit a copy of your ESC. Isasubmit ninyo yan kay admission. And there are also cases whereby yung mga walang, those who doesn't have an ESC, usually PAYAC opens after we begin with the classes. So nagkakaroon dyan na tinatawag ng late submission. So if you do not yet have a copy of your QVR, all you have to do is to, again, resubmit that to admission, and you will have to email a copy of that certificate to this email address, shs.qvr.enrollment.manila@ue.edu.ph. So ulitin ko, kung late nyong nakuha yung certificate ninyo, tapos naka-enroll na kayo, bibigyan nyo ako ng kopya niyan, bibigyan nyo si admission. Sa akin, ang kailangan ko, i-email nyo lang siya sa akin. Yan po yung email address ko. Para maisabit nyo sa akin yung QVR ninyo. Okay, so this is a reminder for all students. Okay, so this government subsidy, they always, they have we have certain rules or policies to follow. Okay, so the first rule, if you are already a subsidized student, or if you were approved, okay, the number one requisite or requirement is that when you go to grade 12, there should be not a single failing grade. I repeat, dapat wala kang bagsak. So you'll be asking me, sir, paano pag bumagsak ako ng isang subject and sinummer ko? That's fine, because definitely you will be promoted to grade 12. The terminology that was used by DepEd is promoted. And when you say promoted, by definition, according to DepEd, wala ni isang bagsak yung bata. Otherwise, it's conditionally promoted. So the term is very clear. Wala ka dapat bagsak pag mag-grade 12 ka. Now, what's gonna happen here is that, let's say you are enjoying that ESC during your grade 11, may ESC ka or may QVR ka, nagkaroon ka ng bagsak. Sir, will I still get my grade 11 ESC? Yes. However, you can no longer get the grade 12 18,000 government subsidy. Okay? No student is allowed to transfer to another strand in the middle of the school year. Okay. So let's say, for example, you enrolled in STEM, and after 2 or 3 months, you decided to go to humanities and social science because you find those speakers, or you find the teachers very interesting and talkative. You're not allowed to do that. Otherwise, your voucher will be forfeited. This is not the rule that we are making in UE. Again, this is the rule that is basically entrenched in the Republic Act, specific to those vouchers. Okay. Again, how do we define in the middle of the school year? I asked PAYAC about this because before in 2016, the original definition of in the middle of the school year, so you transferred after you have enrolled or after the beginning of the school year, nag-transfer ka. Pero ngayon, it's already expanded. You are basically given 30 days to transfer, and yet you can still avail for your voucher. Pero after 30 days, beginning of the school year, nag-transfer ka, that will be forfeited. Okay? Next one, a student who drops in the middle of the school year. So pag nag-drop ka, halimbawa second sem, o kaya after 3 months, nag-drop ka, ayaw mo na sa UE. Okay? Automatically, your grade 11 voucher will be forfeited. I'm sorry, your grade 12 voucher will be forfeited. Okay? So, that's for the vouchers. Now, for the parents who are here and for the students who are here, let's talk about this flagship program, Multiple Intelligences, and we actually materialize it through the Multiple Intelligences activity. This is a very serious topic because I know very much for the grade 10 students, you might be overfed with so many activities during grade 10, and you keep on hearing multiple intelligences club, multiple intelligences organization. Ano ba to? Bakit puro activity? Why do we have these activities? Okay? I'd like to give value as to why we are doing activities. Okay? I would like to give value by first letting you know that in the senior high school, we have these clusters whereby we develop a student to become academically competent, becoming a good leader, and another cluster is sociocultural awareness. You can also be good in arts and psychosocial. So those are the clusters. We have 50 clubs, more than 50 clubs. Okay, and all updates, all information, all activities are basically found in this website. Okay, now I'd like to give value. Why are we doing this? Kasi alam nyo na to eh, you've been here in the University of the East for quite of a while. And you know for a fact that this is one of the flagship program. And when we hear the word flagship program, we always say, ay, UE kasi ganyan, MI talaga sila. But what is MI all about? Why is this something very important in human development? And why are those activities important? Okay, I hope the parents are listening right now so that you also know what's going on in UE and what are we expecting? What is something expected from students when you enroll them in the senior high school? Or if you have neighbors, pag tinanong nila kayo, ano yung ine-expect namin na klase ng tao pagkagaling sa UE, basic education? I'd like you to give this a few reflection about our educational system so that you can delineate the difference between UE and the rest of the universities and the rest of any other schools. Okay? Because as far as I know, when we presented this in DepEd, by the way, nanalo tong flagship program natin na to when we submitted for the innovation. I think that was last year in DepEd. Nag-rank number 2 po ito among the best policies na sinubmit for that competition. And there's only one school I know who is implementing the solid program, and the school is yung sa harap ng Ateneo. It's the Multiple Intelligences International School. However, in UE, we also have this. Okay? And it was only recent when I attended the meeting in DepEd, hindi ito chismis ha, they are starting to go for the multiple intelligences. They looked at the multiple intelligences as something which is an innovation, when in reality, this has already been institutionalized by Dr. Disipulo long time ago. Yet I want to strengthen the value. Why do we have these activities and what is this all about? Okay, first of all, let's try to look at the picture. This is how we actually depict the educational system that we have. I guess from all other schools, this is what is basically going on. Okay, whereby when a student goes inside this university or when they go to schools, whether you like it or not, you cannot get out from a homogenized type of education. Whether you're good in music, whether you are good in philosophy, you're good in numbers, whatever, where you're good at, whatever strength that you have, whatever intelligence, because there's more than one intelligence that that this theory is trying to tell us. And yet, the educational institution is basically complex in such a manner that when we teach them in a compartmentalized way. Kaya nga, look at your classes. I am 100% sure kung ano yung estudyante ng yung anak ninyo na STEM student, kung ano yung tinake up ng STEM student, puntahan niyo yung ibang school, pareho din yung subjects na tinetake natin sa kanila. Because this is a kind of education that we have. It's actually homogenized. When I say homogenized, I think that what is expected here is there should be a foundation that should be laid out from the students. Okay? And there's nothing wrong about that. There's nothing wrong about it. Okay? The only thing is that if we close the idea of education from that standpoint alone, then we are creating a uniform type of thinking. We are no longer looking for the kind of uniqueness among students. You know, it's very simple. This is very simple. If you go back to the 1600s, okay, balikan niyo ang 1600s from the time of modern philosophy or the time of modernity, okay, we have been very good at trying to make the standard of living in such a way it is basically within the framework of freedom. What do I mean by this? Okay, what do I mean by this? we have adopted a certain kind of philosophy from Westerners, and that philosophy is basically democracy, love for freedom. What's the impact of this? The freedom to choose the kind of profession, the freedom to choose the kind of job, the freedom to choose the kind of family, the kind of personality, or I mean, the kind of personhood that I want. That was basically encapsulated in the idea of freedom. Okay, and the thing that it actually impacts us the most is that it also gave us the freedom to be an economic person. Hindi masama yan. Hindi ko sinasabi na yung masama yung isipin lang natin yung na ang goal ng education ay we become successful in the corporate. I'm not saying na masama yan, okay? But the whole thing here is that, okay, we have overlooked the idea about what a person is from a mere economic standpoint. Long time ago, if you try to go back to history, my dear students, okay, try to go back to history. Long time ago, women were not really working, especially during the age of tribes before, yung mga ancient period. Women were not really working. They only stay at home. It's actually the men who does the job to feed the family, and the mother is there to care for the third husband and to care for the child. Meaning to say, the measure of economics before is basically within the muscles of men. Why did I say muscles of men? It's very simple. Men will go out to hunt for food. So if you are not strong enough as a man, maybe your family can go hungry. But in today's complex generation, because we are a democratic country, and I think almost all countries are now embracing democracy and freedom, we had that ability, whether you're a man or a woman, you can work the kind of job that you want. And now here's the thing, okay? You have the liberality to think of what kind of job that you want. And we've been good at that in education. We have actually tend to place the most important subjects at the top, because these are the most useful subjects that we can use for us to live or for us to land in a good job. Okay? Now, okay, what I see here is that academic competence becomes the basis of intelligence. Kasi pag sinabi natin, ay, summa cum laude anak ko, magna cum laude anak ko, definitely she's gonna land in a good job. Okay. Now, the thing is that I think we are missing the whole point here. We are missing the whole point. And this is where multiple intelligences activities that we have in the university comes into play to make us realize that we are not just people who would only live to work. Hindi tayo yung ganyan tao na mabubuhay lang tayo dahil magtatrabaho tayo na, magiging manager, magiging director. There's nothing wrong about that. What makes it wrong is that if we end up our lives simply looking at the world from the standpoint of having a grade of 98, 99, 100, oh, I'm happy. Well, I'll be happy as well. But I would like you to think deeper and reflect. What lies beyond this theory? What is this talking about? Okay, if we actually see that the measure of a successful person is based on academic competence, I think there is something that we are basically missing. We are missing the idea of creativity. Kung ang goal natin is maging perfect lang sa grades, it's very easy. Try to look at the person. There is a measure of personality that was conducted by psychologists, whereby starting 1850s, why do women have higher grades compared to men? I hope the male students are listening right now. Okay, bakit mas mataas ang grades ng babae sa lalaki? And we found out that there is a personality called agreeableness and disagreeableness. Women tend to be more agreeable, so if women are agreeable, they can easily follow the instruction of professors. They can land in a good job. And men are basically not so much an agreeable creature compared to women. Now, the thing here is that if we actually look at it from a critical standpoint and from the diamond hardcore, is that if we are after the grades, there's nothing wrong about that. But if we think that having good grades would be enough for us to be able to fight against the struggles of life's vicissitude, I think there's something wrong. And if there's something that would actually we should realize, once we do activities, we are basically bringing into light the idea of creativity. Yan ang nawawala sa mga bata kasi ngayon eh. And when I started looking at the activities of students, I always see this thing na ito pala yung namimiss natin pag very strict tayo sa academics. UE wants to have a how do I term that? It's a life balance. You're good in academics, yet you are a creative individual. How do you become a creative individual? You actually create activities by your own and no one is basically assessing you for that. Because we've been used to an educational setup whereby when I study mathematics, what is expected is that I know the answer because I was taught of the problem. But when you do your activities here in the University of the East, yung multiple intelligences activities ninyo, no one is going to assess you for that. And the 21st century learning is very clear. 21st century learning, the principles or the pillars of 21st century is very clear. Learning to learn, learning to know, learning how to socialize. Those are the things that we have in the multiple intelligences program. So I think it's not just being intelligent, but as time goes by, if we try to look at the activities that we have in the University of the East, it has more than an expanded definition. And the ultimate goal basically is to bring into light the individual and his sense of creativity. Balikan natin, let's go back when you were kids. Okay? Isn't it that when you were kids, you are not afraid to do something wrong? Am I right? You were not afraid to do something wrong because you just do what you want to do, and it's only on the latter part that we get disciplined for that. But there is something about traditional education that actually kills creativity, is because students are, in the mind of the students, it seems like they are afraid to commit something wrong. Pag hindi ko ito nagawa, babagsak ako. Pag hindi ko sinunod si teacher, babagsak ako. We want to strike the balance. Okay? You can do something. You can create something. Where? Through the activities that you have. That's why for you, my dear students who are grade 10 students right now, please, I'm asking you, this is something very important, and we are missing the philosophy behind. You know, human creativity, this is something that everyone should learn. Human creativity is as important as literacy. If education inside the science class, math class is important, creativity is important as well. What can I do as an individual? What can I do for myself? How can I hone the things that God gave me, my specific talents or intelligence? How can I do this? And this is a leeway for you to create that without people judging you. And your advisors are just there simply not to judge you, but to help you, in such a fashion that you can find something for yourself. There's always something for you, my dear students. And that is something that we looked at in the University of the East. Balance tayo, hindi lang tayo puro academics. I'm not saying academics is not important. Please don't judge me for that. What I'm saying here, life is basically to strike the balance. Okay? Balance ang buhay natin. And that is what we want to happen here. Because we want to end up in the idea that when you graduate as ABM, you're going to be a manager. When you graduate as a from STEM, you're going to be a scientist. You're going to be a doctor. That is a little bit commodified. Okay? Our educational system has mined these minds in a way we mine the earth for a particular commodity. And I think in the future, this will never serve us well. The human person is not just a commodity for, we did not exist in the world because we want to work or we want to land in a good job. We existed in this world because there is something out there that we have to find out for ourselves. Knowing your intelligence, knowing who you are, knowing your emotions. Kaya nga pa in the activities that we have. Well, just to share with you again, okay? For our experience in the senior high is that we have, before they go on to these activities, we already have a program for that. First is that they're going to pray. Next is that they are going to share their good experiences. Well, I hope that teachers are still doing that. Okay? And then they go to the topic. You would notice that, peace education being part of our principles in the University of the East. When we start, part of that activity, someone must share something good that happened that day. Okay? Because we thought of that individuals are not simply animals who are basically rational, but these are also creatures who have a sense of community, a sense of home, and a sense of confidence. Kaya tandaan ninyo yan, pag nag-multiple intelligence kayo sa senior high school, asahan ninyo mag-share kayo ng magagandang experiences niyo for the day because you have a family. And we want to look at the world from that standpoint. Again, we don't want to look at you as simply as, from the standpoint of commodified individuals. If we are happy because you ended up as summa cum laude, you became a lawyer, we're going to be happy for that. But we will be happier if you end up as being a good father, being a good mother, being a good son, being able to help our society. We will be more happier. We will be happier if you're not depressed, you're not lonely, well, because that's going to be horrible. Kaya nga, we don't look at the world from this mere standpoint. But tama yung mga strand coordinators. Economics is important, and that's why you are being educated. But to strike the balance, there's something beyond that. Okay? For the parents who are here, listening to me, I don't know if you know the answer. Why did you send your students to the university? Is it because we are popular? Is it because among the UAAP University we offer the most affordable education? I really don't know what your answers are. I don't have a concrete data as to what would that be. Okay, but here's the thing. To answer my question, it's very basic. You send your son or your daughter because you know that this university will basically serve them well in the future. We'll talk about the future. We don't even know what's going to be happening in the future. We might have a glimpse of it, but we really don't know. Okay? But that is our presupposition. Okay? And now, okay, since we think that everything that they will learn in school is something that they can use. Well, just for the information of parents and for the students who are listening today, it is very clear from the research about 21st century learning that unless a student participated actively or is very active on his or her role of what he wants to study or what he wants to create, that's the time that it sticks into their head. Yung bata, mapapansin niyo yun pag binigyan nyo ng activity yan. They will forever remember the activity. Even in schools, that's why our approach to teaching, I am pretty sure that all teachers in the senior high, one of the approaches multiple intelligences. Okay, I'll give you a very good example. Okay, why students participate in an active role. Have you seen a while ago in the slide of Dr. Manalo, yung activity ng STEM? Okay, when they hold that robot, when they look at that robot, the mind basically starts to wonder. And it was proven, okay, the data is very clear. Once students have an active participation in what they want to learn and what they want to study, it sticks into their head. And that is something that when they need that idea, they can easily call it out. Okay, what's the use? Let's look at this. Hold on for a moment, okay? Let's just look at this. If we just simply ask our students to memorize bunch of names, bunch of history, what else? Be good in memorizing the result in multiplication, I don't know. There's nothing to hold on to that. But let's say, for example, let's take HUMSS, for example. We have this program we have this activity in HUMSS whereby students go to Malacanang. And what do students do? They listen to the person in Malacanang about the Philippine history. And what are the students going to do? They write something about it. They try to document, they try to listen. And later on, they can be able to articulate that. Instead of letting students read books in history, we let them experience real life. Okay, this is the painting. These are the guns. These are the statues. These are the arts. Students will forever remember that. And when they grow up, they will always go, oh, I know that. I've been there. And I find that very meaningful during the time of the Filipinos when they were oppressed. They can tell something. And that is what we want to happen here. That's why activities are very important because it helps so much when it comes to the development of the intelligence. You know, these multiple intelligences, actually, it came from psychology. long time ago, the basis of intelligence is from Jean Piaget, somewhere in France before. The basis only is linguistic, and the other one is mathematics and logic. But we have tried to, when we realize that there are more to that, we realize as well that students are not just good speakers and students are not just good in mathematics. Every individual is different. That's why if we will be treating all students the same and uniform, we are not treating them the way they should be treated. Try to look at the faces of the students. Try to look at the faces of the students. From the face alone, they are totally different. What more in the mind? What more in the mind of every individual? Kaya sa mga magulang na nakikinig sa akin dito ngayon, kung ano yung interest ng bata, hayaan ninyo silang pumili ng strand na gusto nila. If they really want to become a lawyer, let them go to HUMSS. If they want to become doctors, they want to become scientists, let them go to STEM. Kasi we are trying to measure education from our very own standard without taking into consideration what's the interest of the child. Every individual is different. Every individual is unique. And it's also for this reason that in the University of the East, we are very, very clear about this myth, that we are going away from this myth. There is a myth that students can only learn by way of textbook and by listening to a person. That is a myth. We do not believe in that in the University of the East. There are 8 intelligences and there are more than hundreds of ways on how we can teach your students. Kaya yung mga anak ninyo, pag nai-stress na sila sa mga activities, you as parents and you as well students, just try to look at, I just want you to look at, I just want you to look at this. Look at this. I want you to look at this idea. When you become tired about, advisors asking you to do a lot of activities, other than developing your own creativity, okay? I'd like you to look at this, okay? If you'll be reading the book of Howard Gardner, the book that was written by Howard Gardner, I got this from thank you, Professor Philip. So I had the opportunity to read the reframed one, okay? In the very last discussion here, he said here that there's a statement, greater individuation, a challenge for the future, okay? I'd like to be very clear about that greater individuation, because the way we look at people is basically how we should look at them with a certain level of respect, an innate respect. What do I mean by that? We cannot say that I am a musician, I am lesser compared to a science graduate. I am a basketball player, I am lesser compared to a lawyer. No, okay? Every individual is different. We have our own individuation. May kanya-kanya tayong uniqueness, as simple as that. And that uniqueness that we have is basically something let me just read to you the last part of this book, okay? Which actually struck me the most about the multiple intelligences program that we have. And we may discover why we must join forces in a complementary but synergistic way to make sure that nature and culture survive for future generation. Nothing human is alien to me. The saga of individual consciousness cannot be reduced to formulas or generalization. Every intelligence, whether you're good in music, you're good in interpersonal skills, whether you are good in math, whether you're good in existential intelligence, you're good in body kinesthetics. Nothing is superior. We have to look at it with respect, because these unique intelligences will always be there, basically to preserve, number one, nature, and preserve the culture of every country. Okay? You'll be asking me, sir, how do we look at these activities when in reality we are in the world where it's so much populated with technology, populated with games, populated with so many things that disturbs us, especially that we are online. Okay? Well, I think I have to throw you back this question. Kasi I always encounter students, sir, nahihirapan kasi kami makapag-focus, lalo na sa mga activities. I heard that. Actually, that is one of, when I tried to gather the data, what are the challenges of the multiple intelligences, presidents, vice presidents, and the members. Their challenge was it's basically online. Okay, yan yung challenge doon. Pangalawa, they easily get distracted by games, social media, YouTube, and everything. Okay, here's the thing. I think I would like to ask this question to you, my dear students. What are you willing to sacrifice for you to become a successful person? Okay? What are you willing to sacrifice? Ano yung isasacrifice mo? The Bible has been one of the greatest predictor of those people who will be successful. If you're familiar with Abel and Cain, anong ginawa ni Abel? Sabi ni Lord sa kanila, kung sino yung makakapagbigay sa akin ng pinaka-the best offering, siya yung papaboran ko. Cain gave the best. Nagtanim siya, nag-alaga siya ng baboy, samantalang si Cain parang kumuha lang ng damo-damo kung ano-ano. So nag-sacrifice si Cain, ay si Abel, then he got favor from the Lord. And that is actually the greatest predictor of how a student can be successful. My dear students, if you really wanted to grow when it comes to the intelligence that we really have, what are you going to sacrifice for you to get that? That's the greater individuation. That's all my talk for today, giving value to the multiple intelligences. Once again, my dear students, please be the best. Thank you.
Right. Okay, thank you very much to all the program coordinators for the highly informative presentation. Now, let me turn you over to Ms. Diane Rodriguez to facilitate the open forum.
Thank you, Ms. Grace. Good afternoon to our school officials, coordinators, and faculty members, and of course to our wonderful grade 10 parents and students who joined us today. So before we begin our open forum, we would like to make sure that we make this webinar orientation a safe space for sharing. Let us respect the confidentiality of the information we hear and respect the integrity of one another. Thank you so much. Now let's proceed with the questions for our open forum from our pre-registration and from the chat box or comment section of the YouTube. No? So if you guys have any question, kindly type in your questions in the comment section of our YouTube channel. All right, so for the first question, this is for Miss Flor May Manalo. Hi, ma'am. Ayan po. So, what is the best advice?
Hello.
Hi, ma'am. What is the best advice that you can give po when deciding on the right senior high school program in the university for their kids?
For the kids. Eto, ganito, ma'am. Parang ano, no? Mga anak, wala naman kasing nagsasabi. Ano ba yung best? Pero ang unang-unang makakaalam niyan bilang advice ko ay kayo. Ano ba yung nasa puso nyo? No? Tignan nyo yung sarili nyo kung saan ko ba nakikita ang sarili ko pagdating ng araw. At pagdating yan, no, kasi meron tayong tinatawag na, halimbawa, no, ang pinili ninyo talaga ay STEM dahil gusto kong maging doktor. Sabi ko, ano bang gusto kong maging paglaki ko? Ako ay gusto kong maging doktor paglaki ko. Ito po ang dapat nyong isaalang-alang sa inyong mga puso. No? Para ano? Yung bang tinatawag natin no turning back. No? Ito yung kurso na kapag inyong kinuha, ay hindi ninyo, hindi ko pala siya kaya. Ito yung sabi nga ng mga kabataan ngayon, yung ipaglalaban mo. Ano man ang mangyari. So, ibig sabihin, pag sa siyensya at nandoon ng iyong puso at ang iyong passion, sabi nga natin, doon mo ilagay yung iyong pag-iisip na doon ka talaga ilalagay. Now, meron din tayong tinatawag na aptitude exam or NCAI during face-to-face. At ang huling NCAI natin yata ay 2019. Ito ay ibinibigay sa ating mga grade 9 student. No? Ito ay aptitude test in order for you to determine yung inyong aptitude at saka yung mga occupational interest for your career guidance. No, sana kung meron noon, makikita ninyo, dito pala talaga ako nakalinya. ito pala yung dapat ko pala talagang kunin. Pero bilang advice, kayo talagang makakasagot niyan. Pakiramdaman ninyo sa puso ninyo, ano ba talaga ang gusto ko. At ganoon din, syempre, kailangan, yun nga sinasabi ko, no, kung gusto mo talaga na maging chemist ka, registered chemist, o ano pa sa ibang strand, gusto mo yung sports track, no? Kung talagang nakikita mo sa puso mo na iyon yun at yun yung passion mo, i-go mo. Kasi at the end of the day, doon ka magiging masaya. Okay? Hindi lang siya basta kurso eh. Ito yung panahon na dapat ay magiging masaya ka rin at magiging produktibo ka. Yun lang. Salamat po, Ma'am Dayan.
Thank you, Ma'am Flor May. Napakagandang sagot po, no? So, mas maganda na kanilang tingnan sa kanilang puso kung ano yung kanilang gustong gawin, ano? At alamin din yung kanilang mga kakayahan bago pumili. Ayan. Thank you so much po, Ma'am Flor May. All right. Let's go to the next question. Now, this is for Sir Manny Marimla. Hi, sir. Good afternoon po. Ayan. So, ang question po is, if a student chooses to enroll in a certain SHS program and along the way he or she suddenly realizes that he or she wants to shift to another program, is it possible to change or is it allowed to be changed?
Okay. First of all, let's look at this from the standpoint of the policy from DepEdTea. If a student transfers, when they say program, I think they are pertaining to the strand. So I think that's what they are asking. So can I change from ABM to STEM? Definitely, it's a yes. But what's the impact in the voucher? As what I said a while ago, pag nag-transfer ka after 30 days ng opening ng classes, mafo-forfeit yung voucher. Yan ang sabi ng TEAC. Okay? So meaning to say, makukuha mo pa yung voucher mo ng grade 11 pero hindi na ipaprocess yung grade 12. I am not, please don't get me wrong, I'm not sure of how, what's the reasoning of PAYAC for this, but that is the standing policy that they have. Okay? So if they will be asking me again, sir, natapos ko yung grade 11, gusto ko namang lumipat ng, ng HUMSS. Kung STEM ako ngayon, lilipat po ako ng HUMSS. Okay, allowed po ng PAYAC yan. Basta tapusin niya yung isang taon niya. At saka siya lumipat. Okay? But if we try to look at this from the standpoint of the subject offerings in the senior high school, we don't recommend that because for every strand, there is a specific subject that they are specializing. So if I am a STEM student, I have a specific subject which is basically not offered in humanities and social sciences. Therefore, if I transfer to HUMSS, malilate ako, magkukulang ako ng panahon kasi instead na na-take up ko na yung mga specialized subjects ko ng HUMSS, ang na-take up ko yung STEM. Okay? Generally, pwede siya, but it's actually going to prolong the stay of the university, the student in the senior high school. Kasi nga, baka may mga requisites yung mga subject and everything. That's why it's very important that students should be certain as to what strand that they are going to choose. By any chance, or by any stretch of imagination, that they are not sure what strand what life is ahead for them, for their specific career, they can always go to the general academic strand.
Okay, thank you so much, sir, for your answer. So I guess baka nasagot na din po yung follow-up question kasi ang follow-up question po kasi, sir, is what if the student is still undecided about the track and strand that he or she wants to take? So what is the best advice, sir?
Well, first of all, I am definitely certain that we have this interest test in admission. So they will actually, I think that's the first thing that the student have to consider. Admissions will actually give a recommendation as to what strand they can take, whether it's ABM, STEM, or what have you. Second is basically, sinabi ni Ma'am Flor May Manalo, what is really in the heart of the student? Okay? Because they know for a fact where they are good at. If there's something certain about the psyche of students is that they know their interest, and their interest is basically what the heart dictates. Tama si Ma'am Flor May dyan eh. Second is that again, if they really are undecided para kasing hindi ko ma-imagine. Well, let's say if that's greatest stretch of imagination that they really are not certain. Well, we have the general academic strand. available yan. So meaning to say, pag nag-undergo ko kasi ng GAS, is that all other courses in college are available for you. Unlike, let's say, for example, if you took up STEM, and in the long run, after grade 12, you decided that you want to go for humanities and social sciences, if I'm not mistaken, there are bridging subjects that they will have to undertake. But for GAS, so mas lesser na yung ite-take mo na bridging subjects because most of the specialized subjects in all areas from STEM, HUMSS, ABM, it's being offered in GAS or in the general academic strand.
Ayan, thank you so much, sir, for your answer and for clarifying that one. Thank you po. Ayan, so the next question is for our basic education principal, Dr. Nieva Discipulo. Hi, ma'am. Good afternoon po. All right, so the question is, for the next school year, will UE have the classes face-to-face or still online for senior high school? Hello, ma'am. Are you there po?
Dayan.
Hi,
Hello.
hi, ma'am. Good afternoon po.
For next year,
Yes,
what is the
ma'am.
question again?
The question po is for the next school year, ma'am, will UE have the classes face-to-face or still online pa din daw po ba?
I think it would depend. It would depend on the situation. Kasi as of now, di ba, may pahapol na tayong COVID variant. So we cannot really predict. But we are preparing for the face-to-face. Kailangan din natin mag-prepare para sa face-to-face. Kasi kung sasabihin ng government, ng Department of Education, na kailangan ng mag-face-to-face, then we are ready.
Ayan, thank you so much, ma'am. So, it's so reassuring po that we are preparing for it once po maging available na or mas maging feasible na po for next school year. Ayan, thank you so much, ma'am. All right,
thank
so
you.
thank you po ulit. Ayan, so for the next question naman, for Sir Rosel Cipriano. Hi, Sir Cip. Good afternoon po.
Ay magandang hapon po sa lahat.
Ay, sir. Ayan, may tanong po tayo dito para po sa inyo. If ever daw po na magkakaroon na ng face-to-face classes next school year, how many subjects and hours po will the children need to be at school per day?
So, magandang tanong po yan, Ma'am Dayan. So, as of now, just like what the principal, Dr. Nieva Discipulo, mentioned a while ago, the department is somewhat preparing for face-to-face kung sakali pong matuloy next year. So as of now po, ang initial preparation from the department is we're planning to have at least 20 students po per class. Pang 21 po yung teacher. Na kung sakali pong magawa po yung ganung setup po sa classroom, that's the time we would ask the DepEd to visit us. Kung kaya po nating gawin yung initial physical arrangement muna 20 students per class. And as po sa subjects po, we are still assessing po kung magiging pares pa rin po yung subject na binibigay po natin kung kumpara po sa virtual at kung face to face po, Ma'am Dayan. Okay, salamat po.
Ayan, thank you so much, sir, for clarifying that information po, no? Very helpful po for those who are looking forward dun sa face-to-face classes if ever magkaroon po or feasible na po siya. Ayan, so for our last question po, again for Dr. Discipulo, ma'am. Good afternoon po ulit. Meron po tayong last question from a parent. They were asking po sana about the arts and design track, if it's available po sa UE Manila. Ayan. Yes, Sir Manny, would you like to answer po the question?
we don't have that strand, but that I think that is available in Caloocan, UE Caloocan po, Arts and Design track.
Yes, sir. Ayan po. So, ang ating arts and design track po is only available in UE Caloocan. Ayan, thank you so much, sir, for answering our question. And I think that's all the questions that we have for our open forum. So, thank you so much to our dear coordinators and to our dear principal for answering the questions of our enthusiastic parents and students. So, that's all the time we have for the open forum. Back to you, Miss Grace.
Right, thank you, Ms. Dayan. And now, may I turn over to Dr. Maria Leonila V. Orea, the Director of the Guidance Counseling and Career Services Office, for her closing remarks.
Magandang buhay. We are truly blessed to have you, our grade 10 students and parents this afternoon, as your interest to listen to all the presentations of our seasoned senior high school teacher mentors further ignites us to warmly welcome you next year as you become senior high school warriors. The engaging presentations that you watch and listened supplemented your decision-making process for the tracks and strands that you will take next year. We would like to assure you that we are with you in this transition journey from the admissions in the department to your first year in senior high school. With this being said, see you all next year as you move up to UE Senior High School. Magandang hapon po sa lahat.
Thank you, Dr. Orea. So before we officially end, please allow me to mention a few reminders. So kindly answer our activity evaluation to help us improve our program and services. And the link will be posted in the following channels. So the YouTube live comment section, the UE Manila GCCSO Facebook page, and in our grade 10 GCCSO Google Classroom. So kindly like and follow our FB pages at UE High School Manila, at UE SHS Manila Campus, and at UE Manila GCCSO. So for any inquiries, you can email us at guidance@ue.edu.ph. All right, so now please join me in singing the UE hymn. Thank you very much to all of you who attended the Senior High sa Silangan. In advance, Merry Christmas, and let us continue to be safe and healthy in mind, body, and spirit.
Pamantasan ka naming mahal, ilaw sa kailan. Buhay, lakas, lunong, damay, pamantasan ka ng bayan. Ang pangalan mo ay malhati at sandigan ka ng pamantasan ng silangan, pamantasan ka naming mahal, pamantasan ka naming mahal, ilaw sa karimlan, buhay, lakas, lunong, damay, pamantasan ka ng bayan. Ang pangalan mo ay walhati at sandigan ka